said I was the only one. No one likes being lied to. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I wanna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just need to clear my head. I just need to clear my head. I've been stuck on your memory, but it's not like I need it. And we may have some history, but we don't have to repeat it. You made this mess and left me with the pieces. Now I'm gonna burn all the bridges between us. I can't focus, I can't forget. I've been thinking too much lately. I just you and me. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall. I'm so caught in this, we're so lost deep in it, can't stop. I'm forever the one you call. Let's free fall.
welcome back to Legends Esports, ladies and gentlemen. Coming back from a very insane LAS Premade Finals. Unfortunately, I do not have my merry band of brothers all dressed up very nicely, but nonetheless, we do have a very good series again tonight. That series being VX versus DSG in the Losers Bracket Finals here. So the winner of this series will go on to face Enigma in our Grand Finals. Tonight, joining me on the caster bench is the very lovely Dream Unforgiven. Anyways, these teams are ready to start the draft, so I'm going to send it to where Dream is waiting for me for the pick and ban. How are you doing tonight, Dream?
I am doing pretty well. How about you?
I'm doing very good. I'm excited to see these teams play. I feel like the entire split has been building to this series between these two teams.
Yeah, I actually have not gotten a chance to see VX play, so it'll be quite interesting for me to actually get a chance to watch these members. They were the first seed in the league, am I correct?
Yes, they were. I've had the pleasure of watching them play from the deserted island that is the Summoner's Rift top lane, so I experienced how good this team is firsthand.
How good are they?
They're very good. There's always, even if you're winning one lane or you have a lead somewhere, you have every other lane to worry about. They can be so unpredictable in the way they move around the map. They can be, it's like you're level 2 in mid lane, and all of a sudden VX's support is there killing you.
Just goes to show just how volatile this match could be with Darkstar Gaming coming off of a 3-0 victory last week, I believe. And
Yes.
VX dropping to, I believe, EGM last week.
Yeah, EGM has looked very scary, pretty much unbeatable in these playoffs. So both these teams fighting for their right for a rematch against them.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting to see. We already got the bands coming out here as well. We have, once again, the 3 bands towards the VKC probably coming out here. Already Evelyn and Graves going away. On the other side, we have the Lucian, the Pantheon, and the Ziggs.
Alrighty, so not opting for the iconic triple ban on VKC, but Darkstar immediately going to lock in that first pick Senna. This is a champion we saw Ravensman do oh so well on last week, so he's immediately going to take that for himself.
Yeah, and it's just such a great pick for the way Darkstar Gaming wants to play as well. I really like Senna, pretty much in all of their comps. Especially the way he plays. I believe he went fasting Senna one of those games and had about 80 or 90 stacks at the 22-minute mark, and even when he was CSing, he was still getting about 60 stacks at about 25 minutes, so it's really good for their comp. On the other side, we have the Ashe to match it.
Yeah, it's just such a good utility pick. The map packs, the Hawkshot is every jungler's worst nightmare. I hate playing against it, but it's a good pick from VX to try and slow down VKC, who not only won the entire league last night, but also got a pentakill the week before in this league.
Yeah, definitely. With the Ashe and now the Shen locked in, there is one champion that was not banned away from VKC. Do you think we're going to get to see his Kazakhs come out?
I very much expect to see the Kazakhs. He does have a few other champions he is good at, but I'm sure VKC will send a message to them saying, hey, you didn't 3-ban me, so I get to play one of the champions I'm insanely good at. I expect them to take that. But VKC already have an insane amount of globals at their disposal, so DSG needs something to kind of either deal with that or kind of match the pressure.
Yeah, and one of those options is the Vladimir. Extremely powerful in the late game and can still dodge out of the CC that VX wants to bring out with the pull as well. The later the game goes, stronger this champion will be, and with the squishy 80 carries such as Ashe and no forms of mobility, it's not looking very good on their part.
Yeah, Akira, very good Vlad player, just got himself a very nice matchup into the Shen. I can personally vouch for how scary this guy's Vladimir is in the late game. I personally got pretty much fisted by it. It's super scary once it gets rolling. He's super safe and hard to punish in the early game. So the DSG already have tons of scaling on their hands.
Yeah, definitely. I'm just waiting for this last pick to come out. I feel like it's going to be the Kazakhs here. If they let it go through, then it's probably going to get banned in the second rotation.
Yeah, I don't know if it'll be the Kazakhs, but they should be VKC's pick. Oh, but it's actually the Morgana.
That is a very strong bot lane, especially into the Ashe there for the bot lane. Morgana just makes it so hard to actually lock down the Senna as well, which frees up Senna to actually just farm the waves pretty safely as well.
Yeah, I love the bot lane combo with Senna and Morgana. The utility is pretty insane. Still good enough pushing power. They scale very, very well already from DSG. But it did leave them up to... I'm assuming these last two bans are going to be thrown at VKC.
Yeah, definitely. And we have the Lux on the other side. Really a good pick to try and match the range of the Senna and the Morgana's both damage and bindings. The Senna W and the Morgana Q. Lux able to just kind of keep away. I do expect that to go either support or mid. Most likely into the support lane with the Ashe just for a bit of safety down there.
And there's the Kha'Zix ban. I agree with what you're saying. They do have the option to still flex that into either the mid or the support.
And it looks like the Galio is being hovered as a ban here. Probably going to go through, which means they probably think this Lux is going support.
Even if it is mid, the Galio support is still, I guess, viable. And they need to take away another possible global that VX could have, because the amount of globals with a Galio on that team would be pretty insane.
Yeah, and as we're going through the rest of these bans, if they decide to do another ban towards VKC, what's left in his pool that he can pull out?
They took the Graves, they took the Evelyn. What did we see last night? My brain is lagging.
He played the Hecarim last night, but I believe it wasn't one of his comfort picks, and he didn't do very well on it.
Yeah, they could still choose to take that away. They might choose to take it for himself. The Yone, I believe, actually he does play Yone jungle, but it's more of a power farm until 5 items, level 16 kind of Yone jungle.
Gotcha. Just waiting for the last ban from Darkstar Gaming here. I don't know anything about VX, so I don't really know their champion pools. Looks like it's going to be the Cassiopeia Hover trying to pinch down that mid lane with 5 bans toward the mid laner there. Or 4 bans, excuse me.
Scarlet actually, I believe, does play Cassiopeia still, and I think we saw that in a game against them. So it's definitely a possibility that they're choosing to take that away as well.
Yep, but the Ashe has already been locked in, so I don't believe it would be a Cassio bot.
Very, very true. I believe Elysiel... Actually, might have been him playing Cassio in the bot lane.
As we go into the next round of picks here. See what they're going to go ahead and go. Taking their time, trying to figure out what they want to play into this extremely hard scaling comp that DSG already has.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what they save the counter pick for. They do still have the option to flex it, and as kind of expected, they're going to take the Hecarim for themselves.
Yep, and there's the Shen Hecarim combo. Such a really powerful combo, especially now with how strong the Hecarim and the Shen are in the game right now. The Skarner is being hovered. I like this pick.
Oh, maybe okay, they're hovering hype picks. I'm not sure we're actually going to get them, though.
Yeah, with the amount of magic damage they already have, I don't think they pivot towards this card this year.
Yeah, that's a very good point. They need some sort of reliable AD damage. The Senna is an ADC and does do AD damage, but you need the DPS more.
However, there was, I don't know if you were around for it, but back in Season 3, Season 4, the Karthus-Vladimir combo, where Vladimir presses R and then Karthus presses R, is extremely deadly. But it looks like they're going to go with the Shyvana here, which is still a very strong pick, but also a primarily AP champion, unless they decide to go the AD jungle route, which I believe has less power in the early game, but is very powerful for dueling in the late game.
I can't believe I forgot about it. I've seen it on my team countless times. The VKC Shyvana, probably his other best pick, aside from the ones they 3-banned. But I'm a little bit worried for DSG, because there's a certain champion I happen to one-trick that's extremely good into AP champions.
I believe his name starts with the D and ends with Mundo.
No, it's actually starts with K and ends with Asawin. And the K, oh my, the amount of scaling coming out from DSG is pretty much insane. But you can match that scaling with the Kassadin. I actually kind of expect to see it here. And
Yep,
there it is. Okay, I love these guys already. They knew they had the same thought as I. They have pretty much 4 AP champions. It matches the scalings. It doesn't give them that ability just to play safe and just farm until the late game because Kassadin can kill all of them.
Yeah, and I don't think that a late game Kale can get her ultimate off fast enough against a late game cast, and he just one shots her, I believe. So,
oh yeah, I've done it about 100 times in my life. They do not outscale a Kassadin.
It's going to be a really interesting matchup going on here. I do like the scaling from Darkstar Gaming, but that Kassadin, he just kind of throws a wrench in everything that Darkstar wants to do. Yeah, the Shen gonna go up into the Kale. I do believe that Shen is going to make Kale's life very miserable in the early stages of that game, but once Kale reaches 6, it'll be a lot easier. I'm actually pretty sure Hecarim is favored in the matchup against Shyvana. Hecarim's favored in a lot of matchups lately. I'm not entirely sure on that one, though. You might know more. Okay. Um, Obviously, Vladimir is going to bully this Kassadin for the first 5 levels of the game, and once he reaches 6, Kassadin will start running around the map and doing what he can to get a lead. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be awesome sheep on the Kale if they don't decide to swap once the picks have all gone through. Be a pretty interesting pick into the Kassadin. Not going to be able to bully him out of lane as well, but it will free up the Kale to be able to farm a bit easier against the Kassadin. I'm going to go ahead and give this to VX. Despite the amount of scaling from the side of Darkstar Gaming, the Kassadin, the Shen, and the Hecarim, along with the utility from the Ashe and Lux, is going to make it very hard for these fights to actually go to the side of Darkstar Gaming, just because they have to jump on them, and there's so much disengage and re-engage from the side of VX as well.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to agree with you there. Sorry, guys, my audio input was not on that scene for whatever reason from casting that. But you guys can hear me now because it's on this scene. I will fix this for you. Yeah, there we go.
What avenue do you think the side of Darkstar Gaming has to do, or what do they have to do to be able to win this game?
Well, you have to shut down the cast, and you have to prevent him from scaling as quickly as you can. But the problem is you don't have early game pressure to really do so. So he's going to scale for free because that's all that Darkstar Gaming's comp really does anyway. That's why my money is on VX for this game. I'm a simple man. I see Kassadin. I vote for Kassadin.
Yeah, it's kind of hard to vote against the Kassadin when you see so much AP on the other side of the map.
Yeah, no, I called it even before they even picked it in. If I was even in draft, I knew that was the pick I'm going for. Against 3 AP, it's just so strong with his passive. There's not a whole lot they can really do to counteract the passive. Even Void Staff doesn't really work against the passive.
And it's just a flat 15% reduction, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
Just extremely strong, especially if he tries to pivot into something like Merc Treads or something along the lines of more defensive options. It'll be quite impossible to actually kill this guy come the late game.
They do, yeah. They still have scaling options, but like no champion on the side of Darkstar Gaming is going to be able to match him in the side lane. It's going to take every single member's ultimate to try and lock him down. Another thing missing from DSG's composition is hard CC to shut this Kassadin down. Meanwhile, VX
Just the Morgana, I believe, in the Senna snare.
But meanwhile, VX have so much CC and utility at their disposal to let Cassidy kind of do what he wants, as well as get themselves early advantages.
Yeah, a team with very little CC against a team with pretty much every champion on the other side having hard CC except for the Cassidy there. So it's going to be quite interesting watching these two teams try to circumvent their weaknesses and get the W here for first game tonight.
Yeah, it's going to be a tough battle. DSG do have an insane amount of raw damage at their disposal, so I guess it's still possible that come late game, DSG is able just to kill every single member of VX before Cassidy can kill all of them. I'm pretty sure that's one of their only chances, one of their only hopes. But we'll see. We'll have to see how it plays out.
Yeah, and we're about 25 seconds before the spectator delay ends. So if you have any other closing thoughts, now would be the time. I think I've said all I wanted to say, so.
Yeah, I think I've said what I've wanted to say as well. I see Cassidy, I pick Cassidy. I love VX drafts. It's such a good pick, and it's such a good pick into that comp. Anyways, guys, we are going to take on a quick little break as we load into game, but we will see you on the Rifts.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or the heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we got a morning, maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and the heartache. I was good, never answer you. You're what I need when I'm weak.
Alrighty, welcome back to Summoner's Rift, ladies and gentlemen. We have VX versus Darkstar Gaming here. Game 1 of our best of 5 losers finals. And I'm excited. There's no other way to say it.
Yeah, I am too. Some things I want you guys to take note of before we really dive into this. The Shen on the top side of the map has elected to go Ignite Aftershock into the Vladimir. I kind of understand the Ignite just to deal with the healing from the Vladimir, but the Aftershock, I have no clue.
I guess it gives him a bunch of resistances when he lands the taunt to actually be able to, like, not lose a trade when he goes for one. But the thing is, Vladimir can just tank the damage, wait out the Aftershock, and then win the trade afterwards anyways.
Yeah, and on the other side, we have VKC going Exhaust Smite with Dark Harvest. That means that it is going to be an AP Shyvana, not the Duelist AD that I hoped it was going to be against this comp. And the Lux has also elected to go Dark Harvest as well. So, a lot of very interesting rune choices here on this from both sides.
Yeah, even summoner choices. Shen can take Ignite because he does have the ultimate. He already has a teleport. But I think the double teleport is just so overpowered. I'm not going to say it any other way.
Yeah, and another thing that I really like about this is the Morgana going Guardian. That's going to help out a lot against the poke that the side of Ashe and Lux are going to be able to dish out against this lane. So I do like that.
So Aqua Anthony, with a really smart move, he actually kind of held and dragged the wave a little bit to keep it on closer to Akira's side. That way, Blue side minions will reinforce hit the wave sooner, therefore it's going to push to him. But meanwhile, in the bot lane, a nice root is going to land onto Scarlet 1, and they're going to take a little bit of trade with it. Not even really winning that trade against the Ashe Lux level 1. Insane amount of already getting a Dark Harvest stack, but Raven's Man doing a great job trading back. Oh, the taunt will land onto Akira, and he's level 2, going to take him to about... This actually might be a solo kill. Has to burn the flash for the enemy top's ignite. He does have the teleport available, though. But that's already a huge advantage for him.
Yeah, that's not what you want to have. You're resetting at level 1. This Shen is going to be level 3 by the time you're about halfway through your level 2, which is really bad because you're already going to be losing these trades in the early game against the Shen there, and you went Cull as well. It's not a good start for the Vladimir.
No, it is not. That was actually really smart wave management, taking advantage of the fact that Akira was going for the 5 stack, as Ignite is going to be used on AD Thresh. Going to have to use the flash, a teleport being used by the Kayle, trying to make something happen, but VX just quick to back off, and Awesome Sheep going to have to walk back to his lane to collect his wave.
Yeah, and it's a waste of the TP there. I think nothing was going to come out of that. The bot lane blowing both the heal and the flash. Ooh,
and
we got an
going
engagement
for a trade. He does have a level, but Kayle going to stack that passive, and he actually is not going to win that with the fully stacked Kayle passive. Getting quite low. The flash is going to be used, living at about 1 HP, using the last tick of his potion there.
Yeah, trading flashes there. Just now the Kassadin has to reset, and the wave is shoved into the Kayle's turret, which is really good for Kayle. Allowing her to try and catch back up with this in the CS, losing a little bit after that TP, and is going to be ahead, I believe, for these earlier stages, because he's going to get this wave too before the Kassadin gets back to lane.
Yep, taunt is going to miss, and Akira will punish that with a nice little quick trade, but Extreme Berserker on the Hecarim, maybe looking to gank this flashless Kayle.
Ooh.
That looks like exactly what's going to happen. Gonna use the Ghost. There's the stun, the knockback. Awesome Sheep gonna drop down to Elysiel's Kassadin. First blood onto a Kassadin. I couldn't be happier. That's exactly what I would like to see if I was playing Kassadin.
Yeah, and the scaling starts early for the Kassadin. I believe he gets to go back with that first blood gold. Only about 770, but I believe he will be able to finish. With the Ruby Crystal, do you think he's going for the Rod of Ages first here?
Yes. Going for the Dark Seal with the refillable pot and then the Catalyst. The amount of sustain it offers is pretty insane. It really just keeps you healthy and able to trade HP very nicely in that early game. But Extreme Berserker coming in for AD Thresh. Opts for the dog, seeing that Black Shield had been used early. The root will be used on AD Thresh. One more auto, a double kill for Extreme Berserker, and VX is crushing this early game.
Yeah, and against the team that wants to scale to the late game, and you're already losing in the early game, it's going to make it that much longer before you can actually get to that late game. And even in the late game, you still have the late game Kassadin to deal with. So already about a 2,000 gold deficit. It's not going to be easy for Side Darkstar to actually pull this one back.
It's going to be pretty hard. I think they just drafted way too many scaling champions where they are just completely lacking in early game options, early game pressure, able to make plays in this early game. I think this gold lead is only going to be increasing for the side of VX here as Kassadin hits level 6 and can start to look to bully the Kayle.
Yeah, and he's going to be able to go back at any time and get that Catalyst as well. So already sitting on about a 20 CS lead on top of the kill. Puts this Kassadin very far ahead. Almost 1,000 gold up on the Kayle already.
And Kayle already dropping to about 1 HP. A little bit early is the Stand United. Going to miss the Flash Taunt, but there's the Ignite. Awesome Sheep will drop down. Hopefully they can trade 1 for 1. Aqua Anthony picking up both kills there. A double kill for Aqua Anthony. And things just went from bad to worse for the side of DSG.
Yeah, that gold lead has now ballooned up to 3,000 gold already. The bot side getting a little bit engaged on, but just going to be able to snare them up. Double snares is really strong for the side of the bot side, but the rest of their map is on fire from the rest of the team. Just getting leads. We have a 2-0 Shen on the top side. We have a 2-0 Hecarim, which is something you really don't want to see if you're the Shyvana, and the 1-0 Kassadin with about 3 or 4 waves up on the Kale.
Yeah, and meanwhile, VKC Shyvana hasn't even hit level 6, isn't even a champion at this point in the game, hasn't been able to impact the map, and with this big of a lead already in the lanes and on the enemy jungler, it's going to be very hard for him to even be able to do so.
Yeah. It looks like he just doesn't want him reaching level 6, because the longer it takes for him to reach 6, the harder it is going to be for this Kale to actually scale up. Should be able to reach 6 off of the wave that's hitting the turret, but it might be a little too late now.
Yeah, I think she hits level 6 off that wave. Just going to roam down, try and get some vision to set themselves up to be able to do an early Mountain Dragon here. VKC is around this area. Extreme Berserker did just take a reset, but he will be on the bot side of the map to contest any dragon started.
Yeah, it will move very quickly, and his ghost is up too, so if there is an engagement on the dragon there, it's probably going to be on the side of VX just because of how strong they are. With the Shyvana resetting and going towards the top side of the map, it looks like this should be just a given Mountain Drake.
Yep. Kassadin trying to get priority, but shoving these waves, he actually can't really touch the kill when the wave is under their tower, just with the sheer range disadvantage being a melee champion. But he does want to get that prio for his jungler. Extreme Berserker now looking for this bot gank to be able to get themselves a dragon. The Crystal Arrow will land. A flash already used by the Ravens man will be hit by the Fear, dropping to 1 HP. The heal actually going to keep him alive for the time being. Scarlet taking tower shots, and so far DSG able to escape for their lives, but that will be pretty much all but certain for the dragon.
Yeah, and because of the now range advantage that the Kale has, is now starting to win out on these engagements against the Kassadin. I do like that, the fact that all the Kale needed was that, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Still about 20 CS down there, and there's 4 stacks on the Dark Seal for the Kassadin, and Kassadin is just going back, picks up the Rod of Ages entirely.
He gets the entire row at 9 minutes. That's so good for him. Aqua Anthony actually going to land the taunt there. Going to get the 3 empowered autos, forcing Akira to back off here. Meanwhile, VKC just walked into the wrong neighborhood. Kassadin was waiting for him here. Going to pick up another kill onto VKC, slowing down the scaling pick even more. Meanwhile, their scaling pick is already 202.
Yeah, and that's also double buffs for the Kassadin, which means Kale can't actually fight the Kassadin now anymore. With the Roa finished against just the...
a very sad Akira is going to be tower dove. Aqua Anthony actually going to drop down. Akira's playing this dive really well. Akira just got himself a massive shutdown, and that's exactly what DSG needed.
Yeah, some signs of life showing for the side of Darkstar, and of all the people that you wanted on, Vladimir is probably one of the best ones you get. Being able to go back and picking up a needlessly large rod, that those Merc Treads aren't going to mean as much against a Fiendish Codex and a Merc Treads already.
Yeah, very true. I think VX got a little impatient there. If Shen had just crashed the wave, they would have gotten themselves so much more time to actually execute that dive, and not giving the shutdown over to a scaling pick, let alone Akira's Vladimir would have been much more optimal, obviously. But that's not how it went, and Akira played that dive really well, able to get himself a nice little lead.
Yeah, and good job on Berserker seeing that the play was a wash and not trying to force it anymore. Because if he had given up his shutdown as well, next thing you know, you have a Rabadon's Death Cap Akira at 10 minutes. So, good play to back away there.
Completely. I am still scared because they have Kassadin, they don't. Kassadin cares not for your scaling. He outscales them all, and Awesome Sheep taking a fat trade, going to drop to half HP there.
Yeah, and you're seeing these trades now on the top side are going even as well, and back in the mid lane, like I said, you can't approach the Kassadin anymore while he has these double buffs. He will be able to spam his ultimate, only being level 9. He'll be able to just spam the ultimates and all of his damage. As we got another engagement in the top side.
Yeah, the taunt does miss, but able to hit the... But meanwhile, in the bot lane, VKC using the ultimate, almost one-shopping Happy Game. The teleport will be used by Awesome Sheep, but it's a little bit late as VX is actually just going to be able to completely back off. But an amazing snipe by AD Thresh there is going to pick up the kill onto Happy Game. That's a great thing to see. That's exactly what DSG needs. They need this bot lane to scale early, and they need them to get rolling.
Yeah, and that's 1 kill for the Senna, already finishing the Manamune there. Really good for her. And I don't believe it was a shutdown. No, it was onto the Lux, so it was not a shutdown. Thankfully for the side of VX, as these trades are becoming worse and worse for the Shin now, not being able to bully him. Cassidon is roaming up there though,
Yep,
and I don't.
Stuck under his tower as Aqua Anthony has nowhere to go. Aliciel is here, and a 2 versus 1 is not going to be very easy for him, especially into the counter that Cassin is. Even the 1v1 be quite difficult. The ultimate will be used. There is the E, there is the Q. Not going to be... Oh, actually is able to trade at least 1 for 1. That was the best Akira was going to do. But on the flip side, Cassin just got another kill. Now 3-0. And Extreme Berserker going to punish Sheep for trying to crash that wave. Going to keep the wave in a nice spot for his mid laner.
Yeah, and look at the amount of plates that the Cassidon has already gotten onto the mid lane. There's only 2 left there. Cassidon is so far ahead this early into the game. He's sitting on another 2,300 gold right now.
Yeah,
and 8 stacks on his Dark Seal as well.
The gold he has in his pocket is basically what he has on Awesome Sheep as far as gold and advantage just between the two, which is pretty much entirely the gold lead between the both teams. Is in this middle.
Yeah, definitely. You see the Shyvana starting to head over there. Cassidon has it warded. They're already starting to collapse onto the Shyvana here. The Lux trying to force the Shyvana away from her own jungle. Still, all turrets up, and Shyvana doesn't even have control of her jungle right now.
Yep, they're not even letting VKC farm in his own jungle, punishing the scaling pick as much as they can. Again, speaking to the well-played draft from VX here. Keeping their early game options, able to punish the scaling picks while having scaling of their own.
Yeah, on the bright side for DSG, the Vladimir has finished the Spellbinder already. Only 3 more CS, 2 more CS before he finishes his...
Yeah, but that's a fat taunt coming on to Aqua Anthony. The aftershock damage with the empowered Qs is going to be pretty insane, but Akira on Vladimir, happy to trade HP as he has infinite more sustain than Aqua Anthony's Shen does.
Yeah, the Shen opting for the Tiamat here, and he has 2 Ruby Crystals. I expect he's going straight for the Titanic Hydra as his first item there, as VKC is just... Oop.
And the ultimate will be used. There is the flash coming out and the heal. Scarlet dropping pretty low, but they're actually able to escape with their lives. Meanwhile, Aqua Anthony forced to flash away from Akira, and he's dropping quite low. The Ignite is there to prevent the healing, but it's not going to be enough. But meanwhile, in the mid lane, Awesome Sheep is going to be caught out by Extreme Berserker, trying to rotate down. The Unstoppable will prevent Extreme Berserker from being CC'd, but he will get a shut down by AD Thresh. But Aliciel is here and already one-shotting people. There goes AD Thresh. And that's a 3 for 2 across every single lane in favor of VX.
Yeah, and that was before the Cassidon even went back to buy. He is sitting on 3,500 gold.
He just insta-bought Archangel stuff.
Oh my god. Okay. Cassidon is now 4-0 at 15 minutes and has 2 items that will make him pretty much unstoppable. About 10 minutes sooner than we expected it to be.
Now, obviously, this is an LRS Premade game where things can be very predictable, and it's very different from solo queue. But I don't think I've ever, in my life, lost a game on Cassidon that I had my 2 core items, a fully stacked Dark Seal, at 15 minutes.
Yeah. With those 2 items, and with how fed he is, do you expect him to go for the Magi Soul Stealer next, or is he just going to stay on the Dark Seal?
I expect him to go for the fully stacked Magi's. It synergizes so well with his kit, the mana and the damage is so much, as well as the move speed, as the dog is going to disconnect. And we'll see.
Twice?
Interesting move from the Merc Treads coming up from Scarlet against the amount of AP coming up from DSG.
Yeah, probably just wants to reduce the amount of time spent snared by the Morgana and the Senna. That's the only thing that I can think of there. And going for the Blade of the Ruin King against a team with no real tanks. Interesting.
Unless DSG can just overwhelm VX with raw damage, they have pretty much no way of actually doing that, or of actually winning these fights, as they're going to ready up and will be back into game.
Yeah, and with the Kale down already, 3 deaths already, and not even having finished the Hextech Gunblade, I believe that's what they're going for first.
Yep.
scaling for this kill is coming very, very late. The only one thing that you have going for you is the Vladimir, who is now sitting on a full Spellbinder and another needlessly large rod. Already having about, I believe he has the... Yeah, sitting on 42% CDR already, so able to spam those abilities out just as fast as the Cassidon. But that's your one shining point right now, as we got a snare, but I don't believe anything else is going to be happening out of it.
That's already some gross range coming up from AD Thresh. The ultimate will be used by VKC, but Extreme Berserker there to join the party. Stand United will keep him alive and at full HP. The Black Shield is doing nothing. The damage is too much, as that's going to be a double kill for Extreme Berserker, and the dog is going to be next to follow, as Cassidon has arrived to the party, going to Rift Walk over the snare. He is unstoppable. FF.
Yeah, I believe it's too late. It's only 17 minutes in, but it's too late. Cassidon's too fed, I believe. And you have a primarily AP comp into a champion that doesn't care about your AP damage.
Yeah, normally I would believe in Akira's Vladimir, but even if Vladimir's ahead, it's so easy for Cassidon to actually fight that champion. Just outscales him, has the extra resistances, has the shield, has the ability to cancel the E. It's looking pretty lost for DSG at this point.
Yeah, and the Cassidon's going back with another 1,600 gold. He's just going to buy all of his full items in increments. And
he's level 13, it's not 20 minutes.
Oh my lord. I believe he is the highest level person in the game right now. The only closest one is the Akira at level 12, and the Cassidon is, I believe, getting close, or just reaching level 13, so nowhere near level 14 yet, but 18 minutes, and already level 13.
And Extreme Berserker going for the one-shot on AD Thresh, not able to get it. Gonna stay alive for the time being, but that was a gross amount of damage for an EQ.
Yeah, and that was without the ultimate. I believe if he led in with the ultimate and then EQ'd, I believe that they are dead there, and there's nothing anybody can do about it.
Chat would like to know the Seraph stacks. It's 300 out of 750 for the Cassidon. So getting close to halfway. He does have the penetration boots now and the Aether Wisp, so he's going to be able to rotate and burst people a lot easier now.
Yeah, and
no, go ahead.
With 300 stacks already, note that was his second buy, and he bought it all at once. Didn't even start stacking the tier beforehand.
Yeah,
so
that's a good point. He's going exactly for the build I would. Going for the penetration into the Lich Bane for the increased ability to one-shot these carries, which are all fairly squishy without the tank. Boris is finally smiling for once in our games.
Yeah, probably not smiling on the Ashe there with the Blade of the Rune King, but is smiling at the Executioner's calling to deal with the Vladimir.
Yeah, very good point. A little bit surprising going for the Blade of the Rune King, but some people do like the active and the attack speed. As turrets are going to fall, looking for a pick onto Akira, going to be CC'd, going to be forced to use the pool very, very early, not going to get that healing from the Senna ultimate, almost able to pick up one. DSG actually has a chance to turn this, but the Stand United is going to keep Happy Game alive for the time being, as VKC will pick up that kill, but now Aqua Anthony is taunted up onto AD Thresh, using those empowered auto attacks, but not enough damage to kill him. That's AD Thresh going to pick up 2 kills for himself there.
Yeah, and really good for the side of Darkstar Gaming, holding on and managing to get 2 kills per 1 there. Any trade like that is a positive for you. However, you do lose the mid turret and the top inner turret to the Cassidon and the Ashe. So either way, it is still a net loss for you. Awesome Sheep is going to try and get this bot turret, but I believe the Heck Room will get there before that happens.
Yes, VKC is here, channeling his recall to protect his mid laner, but VKC, he's going to base. He wants nothing to do with the 6-1 Hecarim, as Awesome Sheep is just going to be solo killed by Extreme Berserker.
It doesn't have the attack speed yet, still working on getting the Gnasher's Tooth, I believe, and yeah, it's really hard for the side of Darkstar Gaming to actually win these fights. The Rift Herald is called in the mid lane. It will not crack the mid turret. The mid turret is still too healthy. So
yeah, gonna take it to about a 3rd HP. They're looking to break that turret down and try to get some, open up the map, able to get more deep vision, but the taunt is actually going to be flashed, but there is the ultimate used by Extreme Berserker. Elysial is dominating, already taking out AD Thresh. Vladimir, Akira Ho trying to do what he can, but they are just too fed. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow will go a little bit wide, and the remaining members will be able to escape with their lives, but that's going to be a third dragon for the side of for the side of VX, and it's a Cloud Soul on a fed Kassadin. He is smiling. He could not be happier. I'm happy for him. VKC trying to contest, but they were waiting in the bush and immediately going to be bursted down.
Yeah, and here's a question for you. If you have 2 Cloud Drakes on a champion whose ultimate cooldown is already extremely low, I believe it's, what, 2.4 seconds at max rank?
I think it's just 2 seconds at max rank.
2 seconds, so with an extra 20% CDR on that, what do you think the cooldown's going to be?
With 2 Cloud Dragons, and he's gonna have 30% CDR. It should be close to, I think, 1.2 seconds. If I'm exactly right on that, I have no life and I've played too much Kassadin, but it's gonna be close to something like that.
And think about the amount of movement speed this Kassadin is going to get off of Cloud Soul as well. Every 1.2 seconds, being able to reset the movement speed from proccing his ultimate. Oh boy,
it's
can't.
So broken.
Not only can you not run away from him, he's going to one-shot you and then instantly one-shot the next person.
Yeah, never mind, because he's not 16 yet, and it's 1.4 seconds.
Oh, so pretty much it's going to be on Karthus Q cooldown.
Yeah, literally one-shotting Awesome Sheep is godlike, doesn't care for the 2-for-1, has the stand united on him. Akira trying to pull away, but you can do nothing. You cannot escape a fed Kassadin. Now 18 pages in the book. What can they do? VKC looking for the ultimate, almost able to one-shot. Happy game. The ultimate is used by AD Thresh, able to pick up that kill, but Extreme Berserker has joined the party and will one-shot VKC, and the ultimate from Morgana going to force him away for the time being, but VX going to be able to take this mid-turret, and look who has found himself into a nice little flank position. It's a fed Kassadin, and almost instantly one-shotting him, going to use the R-Flash, does go a little bit wide, finds himself 1 kill, and is going to find himself a 3rd kill using the Seraph Shield and the Q to finish off the kill, but Morgana actually able to get that. Oh, actually, that's huge. AD Thresh able to get that shutdown.
Yeah, that's really good. That's 1,000 gold to the Senna as well, and it drops 10 pages off of the Mejai Soul Stealer, which was at full stacks after those kills.
Yeah, Elysial, he's not playing League of Legends anymore. He's playing Search and Destroy mode. He can go anywhere he wants. He can fight anybody he wants. He's just running around the map, killing whatever is breathing.
Yeah, and it looks like this is going to be a free Baron as well. I don't believe anybody gets there in time to try and stop the recalls. Nope, the Shyvana is going to go towards the top side and clear the wave, as the Vladimir is quietly farming down in the bot side, but there's no farm in the world that is going to save you from this Kassadin. He literally 1v2'd your 2 late game scaling champions and still won.
Yep, and he's level 16 now, by the way, so literally nothing you can do. He's going to go get that blue buff for himself, and then he's going to go running around the map and probably 1v5 pentakill them. 2 minutes until he has Cloud Soul. Looking at his ult cooldown, it's 0.8 seconds. Nothing you can do but literally cry. Gonna use the slow onto Akira. Kassadin just gonna run this guy down. Trying to use the channel, but guess who can cancel channels? Doesn't even use it at first because he just has the damage to one-shot him.
Oh man, this is looking pretty much like a game over. They're just playing with their food at this point.
Yep, he's building himself a death cap next for the insane amount of damage that will provide.
Why?
not that he needs any more damage, but it's just like, why not, right? Just, might as well just kill everyone with an R4.
Yeah, and I believe, how much CDR is he sitting on? 39% CDR?
Oh,
did he go for...
He must have taken the scaling rune.
Did he go for the 5% CDR as well? No, he went for Ultimate Hunter. Oh, he went for Ultimate Hunter. Okay. So that's an extra 5% for each stack, right?
Yeah, it's when the cooldown's that low, it's actually not that efficient, but it looks like they're actually going to find a pick onto Aqua Anthony in this top lane. The K ultimate will be used, going to flash out of the Lux ultimate and able to escape with his life, but Cassidon's just going to teleport, instantly kill Awesome Sheep, going to instantly jump back out as the stun will be used onto Akira. That is an insane amount of damage from Force Pulse, going back into one shot, now diving under tower. There is the Zhonya's, there is the knockback, going to R back to safety, able to get another kill. The burst is insane and going to one-shot Ravens Man for a triple kill. Ban Cassidon, please, in chat. Cassidon has arrived.
Yeah, gonna end the game 14-1-7. With the fully stacked Magi and enough gold to go and finish Death Cap if the game doesn't end.
But it's too little, too late. The scaling composition not going to work for Darkstar Gaming as VX going to go up 1-0 here. Fairly convincingly, I might add.
Yeah, game ended at 26 minutes, and Cassidon was level 16 3 minutes before that, when we didn't expect Cassidon to hit level 16 until 4 minutes later.
Oh, man. You can just look at the damage, and you can literally cry Cassidon broken in all chat. As much as you want, but when Cassidon gets ahead early, and when he's able to snowball with that early lead, there's little you can do to stop it, especially against so many AP threats. It was just such a good pick. That's why they chose red side. That's why they gave the mid laner counter pick. Is visualized on this graph right here.
Yeah, and I don't even think, even with the comp they drafted, if they ban Cassidon, I think the outcome is still the same. Because of how strong the Hecarim was, the Ashe didn't die the entire game, and the Shen was still winning those trades up in the top side against the Vladimir, despite all of the damage that the Vladimir has having the adaptive helm already. And I don't think the Cassidon, as fed as he was, would have, even if it was a different champion, I believe the outcome would have been the same, the way they played.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. VX, it wasn't just the Cassidon pick that did super well for them. All members of VX playing incredibly well, playing to their strengths. They knew the composition, the strengths of their compositions. They knew where DSG was weak, and able to execute and capitalize onto that to their advantage. And to the best of their abilities. Anyways, guys, we are going to go on a quick little break. I will throw up your player of the game poll in the meantime, so please be sure to vote on that. I do have a feeling that I know the result, but I will throw it up anyways, guys. We will be right back.
Let's have a bit of fun till I downfall. My love, if you feel like I do right now, don't say you're on the run to the other side. My love, you say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason why we lose. I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior, keep my heart upon the shelf. Do you remember the things we living forever, for every passing moment left. I need an angel to save me from my fate. I need an angel to light the sky along the way. I need an angel, angel. I need an I need an angel to save me from myself, holding my savior to keep my heart upon a shelf. Do you remember the things we said, the things we felt? Calling forever, for every passing moment left. I need an angel. I need an angel to save me from my fate. I need an angel to light the sky along the way. I need an angel. I need an
And welcome back to the analyst desk, ladies and gentlemen. I don't think there was any surprise on who our player of the game was. It was LCL on the Casa win. A great pick from VX there. They saw the triple AP. They saw that that DSG wanted to scale and just denying that with the ability to outscale. But I don't know if it took much scaling, as he was able to get fed early game, able to get that first blood, and using that lead very, very well, able to snowball himself onto levels where DSG had nothing they could really do to answer, match, or stop this Kassadin. So a great pick from there, and a very well played game from LCL and the rest of VX. Congratulations on your first victory and the player of the game. But we are ready for game number 2, so I'm going to send it back to the pick and ban as these teams are ready to start once again. Alrighty, there we go. The old pentakey was showing, but we are ready.
Alright, I expect a ban towards the Kassadin here.
I do expect a ban as well. I think more of the problem lied in the triple AP and trying to outscale, and with it still being an option for them. So they may choose just to draft it differently. But a ban still could be used on it because it is hard to play against regardless.
These bans are going by really quickly. Already the Evelyn ban. Might need to rethink your strategy. Maybe VKC isn't the issue, and I believe if they continue to play how they are, or how they have, I don't believe there are any issues for the side of VX. Banning the Shen there, I do like that adaptation. Hopefully they go ahead and ban the Kassadin. Looks like they're not going to. Probably going for a different type of comp here, so that way the Kassadin cannot be played.
Yeah, not wanting to deal with the global ultimate from Shen, as well as the near global from Pantheon, a good ban. There on red side, banning the Lucian away is also a good idea, as it can be flexed to so many lanes. As we do see the Ashe first pick from VX, they liked how that was working, and they're going to keep on it.
Yeah, let's see what sort of adaptation the side of Darkstar Gaming can come out with here. Picking up this, looks like they're going to pick up the Senna, who still, despite the fact that the rest of the map burned around them, did play really well in Game 1. So I do like that they're holding on to this Senna pick here.
Yeah, I like Raven's Man on Senna. He's so good at it. It's such a good pick for him, able to scale. Just the range that you can get late game is so disturbing, as they are going to lock that in. I'm curious what they'll see if they're going to go with that Morgana again, as it looks like it's going to be the Galio. Try and draft some globals of their own here.
Yeah, and I don't believe that is a champion that Kassadin would have very much fun into. Also an anti-mage, but the difference between the two is one of them is a tank, one of them is not, meaning Kassadin won't be able to burst down the Galio as well as he could maybe a Vladimir in the mid lane. So I do like this pick if they decide to go for it.
Yeah, I agree. Like you can still play Kassadin into Galio, but you're just gonna have a hard time actually laning against him. You're never gonna have lane priority. He has so much set up to just permanently camp a Kassadin if you do choose to lock that in. So I do like that pick from DSG, as you don't basically have to ban it if you do pick the Galio.
Yeah, and this also sets up the start of what I believe was a 999 comp that we saw a few weeks back. They're missing a few core champions, but it does start the picks.
Yep, that is very true. I don't know if they had the Senna, but the Galio was the centerpiece of that composition we did see. That is something they could choose to go for. We saw how powerful that composition can be. It's so hard to teamfight champions that just, when their ultimates are used properly and together, it's so hard to actually kill them.
Yeah, they don't have the Shen for it, which I believe was a champion for it, and I believe instead of the Senna, it was a Callista. So some slight adaptations if they do want to go for it.
As we see the Thresh locked in, I love seeing this champion play. If you're good at Thresh, it's just so powerful, so disgustingly good. The Thresh Lantern Dark Passage, able to get your key members out of very sticky scenarios. But there it is once again. He has no fear. He's clearly saying, if you don't want me to play this champion, you're going to have to use a ban on it.
I would like to see the side of Darkstar Gaming pivot with the Galio and send it support and pick something that can actually abuse the Kassadin in lane, such as I believe Yasuo can abuse Kassadin really well.
No,
and
that's easy for Kassadin. You need to send the Galio support, and you need to pick Renekton mid.
Renekton mid? Ooh. This is locked in. VKC gets one of his best champions.
I think this is a very good pick for him. He needs to pick in the first round if they're going to use two bans. It also gives him an opportunity to one-shot the Kassadin from stealth, invisibility, whatever you want to call it, before he can one-shot him. So that is a better answer, as well as the Galio. it's not terrible into Kassadin. They can still send it mid lane, but I'd like to see them just try to permanently stomp this Kassadin, make him regret the day he ever locked it in.
Yeah, and there's the Renekton ban. Why would Darkstar ban the Renekton? It's such a good counter to Kassadin.
Oh no. I'm so concerned now.
And maybe they have something else.
Darkstar Gaming has banned the 3 best counters to Kassadin in Renekton, Lucian, and Pantheon.
Oh man. Believe there is there. I believe there is one more that does pretty well into Kassadin. Trying to figure out what the name of the champion was. I'm scrolling through my champion list right now to figure it out. The Aurelia. Yep, that's what it was.
Yeah,
I believe Aurelia does really well into Kassadin.
Yep. Wit's End, it takes like over 3 items for the Kassadin to actually match the Aurelia. That is something we could see. I don't know if Awesome Sheep does play it. They may choose just to send the Galio mid and try to win everywhere else on the map while Kassadin's stuck farming under tower. I'm curious how it'll play out.
Yeah, we're going to be able to see what they decide to go for here, if they're going to pick a mid laner or a top laner if the Galio is going support, or if they're going to go ahead and pick the support here and leave the top lane for counter pick, since top lane has not been picked yet. That could be a top lane Lulu.
Yep. I like this pick because they are supposed to be blinding on this pick and open to counters, but they're picking something very flexible. We've seen Akira play this, and we've also seen Dog play this as well. So a great flex position, or great flex pick coming up from Darkstar.
How would Lulu do into Kassadin if they sent it mid?
I've actually never played that matchup, surprisingly enough, but Lulu mid is super hard to kill. It's got a lot of utility, it's got a lot of poke, and it's very hard to kill with the wild growth. So I imagine it wouldn't be favorable for Kassadin, but basically no lane is, to be fair, as the Maokai is going to be picked in for VX, and I'm assuming we're going to see the Hecarim again next.
Yeah, and without the Shen, it'll be a little harder for the Hecarim to dive in, but obviously the Shen wasn't really needed in any of those fights. In fact, Kassadin could pretty much 1v5 by the end of that game, and that's saying something because the end of the game came in at 26 minutes with a late game comp.
Yeah, I still think the Galio support, Lulu top, and then just turbo counterpick the Kassadin is DSG's best option.
Yeah, and taking a really long time to figure out what they want for this last pick here. It is going to be their jungler, I believe, passing the time here.
Yeah, they really are milking these last few seconds here. Okay, and Wheelbarrow is gifting subs. What an absolute beauty this guy is, as it looks like it's going to be the Hecarim locked in for VX.
Yeah, and pretty much the same exact comp, save 2 champions. I believe the only differences are the top lane and the support. Game 1, the support played the Lux, so going with the Thresh here, and the top lane played the Shen, which was obviously banned.
Silas. Okay, now I'm so confused.
I don't know where any of these champions are going, because the Silas could go into the mid lane, he could go into the top lane as well. Galio could go into the mid lane or support. Lulu could go top lane, mid lane, and support. So we're going to have to wait and see where these champions are going to get a good picture of what DSG actually wants to do with their comp. But it looks like they want to have the Silas and Kha'Zix jump in, and Lulu press wild growth on one of them with the Galio ulting in over top.
Silas does have a few pretty good ultimates to steal with the Hecarim the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. But the rest of Maokai's ultimate could be useful too in the right scenario. But I'm so confused what this DSG draft is. I'm curious to see where these champions are actually, what respective roles they're actually going to go to. Yeah,
and VX, don't mind the bans from VX up there. They're just banning the A champions. So
yeah, they're just trying to get into game as fast as they can.
And moment of truth, we're going to figure out where this is going. It's going to be a Silas top against the Maokai. I really like Silas into tanks. He does very well into them.
Still with the option to flex or trade this within as long as they do it before 20 seconds here. So it's nothing for certain yet.
Yeah, and no surprise, Kha'Zix is going jungle. Pretty much nowhere else he can go. Unless you're like one of those one-trick Rengar Kha'Zix mains in the top side, but I don't think we have any of those in these games.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm concerned for Darkstar Gaming again. They let the Kassadin through. I think if they were gonna let it through, they needed to not ban Lucian Pantheon and Renekton, his three like easily the best counters for Kassadin. With those bans, it was just they're able to take the Kassadin without a terrible, unwinnable, unplayable matchup.
Yeah, and on the bright side, the side of Darkstar Gaming, they do have answers this time. They have the Kha'Zix who can instant blow up the Kassadin. The Galio will be able to lane okay into the Kassadin because he is also an anti-mage with his W shield and his, I believe he has passive magic regeneration. I can't remember exactly. Or passive magic resist, I mean. The Sylas can do pretty well being able to steal health from the Kassadin and get himself back up with the Kingslayer, and also out trading in the mid game before the Kassadin scales up. However, if we even do get a mid game, because we definitely did not get one last time.
And so far, they're showing the Galio support with the Lulu into Kassadin. I don't even know if that's the right call, to be honest.
They're switching back, playing games with us. They only have about 10 seconds to keep doing so.
I think this is the best lineup that and lane assignments they can show. Sylas has the winning matchup. Galio wins early on and can get that lane priority to let VKC do what he wants on the Kha'Zix, as well as having Lulu and the dog on Lulu to be able to keep Ravensman nice and safe and scaling.
Yeah, and once again, from the side of Darkstar Gaming, you only have the... last time they didn't have a tank, but this time they do have the Galio, but he is a mage tank. While there is a lot of magic damage coming from the side of VX, you still have to worry about the damage from the Hecarim and the Ashe, who can burn down this Galio very quickly, and once he's gone, you no longer have any tanks besides whoever the Lulu presses are on, which really it's going to probably be a damage dealer in the middle of their fight, so not really a tank, just has a bit more HP.
Yeah, I think the key for Darkstar to actually win this game is VKC needs to pick off the Kassadin before every fight or during every team fight. Otherwise, he's just going to roll over the faces of Darkstar Gaming. But if they can find the pick onto Kassadin or the Ashe, the VX's comp is going to be heavily lacking in damage. And from that point, they'd be able to pretty easily turn the fight.
Yeah, and on the other side, you really only have... You have the Kha'Zix for damage. Senna's not going to have a lot of damage until mid-game. I would say late game, but it's 80 Thresh on it, so I'm going to say mid-game just for this time. And you have the Sylas, so you have a lot of damage coming from the side of DSG. They just have to be able to put it in the right places, because if they lose those 3 damage dealers, then every fight is going to be a loss, and we're going to get a repeat of Game 1 with the Kassadin running over the game again.
Yeah, I completely agree with you. It's not an unwinnable game for either side. Both sides need to be playing this very, very carefully. Kassadin has to be safe. He can't be too far behind going into the mid-game. But if he's able to get a lead early on once again and able to snowball it as well as he did last game, it's just going to be a repeat of what we saw Game 1, just like you said. But we do have VKC on the Kha'Zix this time, so there will be more of an answer to shut down this unkillable Godslayer.
Yeah, and the side of DSG, they did draft quite a lot of magic damage, once again, with the Lulu, the Sylas, and the Galio. But this time they have the Kha'Zix, which is most definitely an AD champion, and also the Senna on the other side. So it will be a little bit harder for the Maokai to itemize, especially in the early game, seeing as how his top lane opponent is AP damage and his jungle opponent is AD. Whereas on the other side, the Hecarim and the Maokai has base stats, so it's not going to mean very much against the Kha'Zix, who can literally one-shot anybody in the late game, regardless of how much health you have.
Yeah, and he's so good in the extended fights. I'm expecting that GLP Lee Andrews build that has been growing in popularity. It'll be so good against a lot of those champions that kind of stack health on the side of VX, as well as keeping him alive and giving him that nice bonus damage. I can't wait to see how this one plays out. I'm hoping for a closer series, but if I had to cast a vote, once again, I see Kassadin. I do vote for Kassadin. Anyways, guys, we are going to take a quick little break as we load onto the Rifts.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or a heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we got a morning, maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and a heartache. I was good, never answer you. You're what I need when I'm weak, but I'm trying to be strong. But baby, it's just been so long. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or a heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we got a minute, maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and a heartache.
Alrighty, welcome back to the Rift, ladies and gentlemen. We are here with Game 2 of VX versus DSG, and the return of the Casa win. It was not banned away, again opting for the Darksteel buy.
Yeah, and a refillable pot. I think this is an okay buy against the Galio. Obviously, much less kill pressure against him. Already seeing some aggression coming from the side of VX, trying for that hook on the Kha'Zix.
Yeah, I'm not sure how much they would have actually been able to do with that, even if it landed. Not much follow-up with a level 1 Kassadin, as we see, again, the 5-point coming up from DSG. Wonder if we'll see any more fancy wave manipulation tricks coming up from Aqua Anthony.
Yeah, I believe all you get is the Kha'Zix starting with the jump instead of their standard ability for clearing, and I think that slows the Kha'Zix down, but I think that's all you get out of it.
Yeah, even then, he might just choose to flash and not level the E so he can clear still.
Yeah.
Obviously, flash is way more valuable, but...
Looks like we have standard mirrored starts from both sides. The Kha'Zix starting on the blue side, the Hecarim starting on the red side. Thresh and Ashe showing their mastery for the viewers here down here.
Yeah, both junglers going to be paddling towards that top side, most likely. Probably some action either in the mid lane or the bot lane. VX does have a nice gank setup with the Maokai, and DSG has a nice gank setup with the Galio.
Yep, and Galio already starting to show just how hard it is going to be for the Caston to actually push against him, clearing the wave a lot faster, and Caston can't get to the backside of the wave because if he does, it's a free auto attack.
Ooh, hook
Splitting.
going just wide there. That could have been very big. Level 1 could have probably blow a flash from Reverence very early.
Yeah, and AD Thresh really trying to get these souls stacking already, losing half their health bar just for a soul on from the Caston or from the Thresh there.
Yeah, a little aggressive. I do really like the W start from LCL. If you're a veteran Caston player, you know the W start is way better in lane to easier CS, and your W actually does good damage. So I can definitely vouch for how good this guy's Caston is, or how much knowledge he has on the champion.
Yeah, that's usually what I start too, as we got... Ooh, missing.
The chain going a little bit wide there. Aqua Anthony just going to use, I'm not sure what the ability is, his W to proc that Aftershock, make it incredibly hard for Akira to trade back. As the Flay is going to be used, but not much is going to happen because he is rooted up, going to take a fat chunk out of his health bar, as Aqua Anthony is starting to drop a little bit low here from the consistent harass from Akira.
Yeah, and it's starting to accumulate into a... Now, I was going to say it's going to accumulate into a small CS lead for the Sylas, but the Maokai is still able to keep a small advantage there. They're even in CS, as the Maokai has to reset, so the Sylas will get a lead there, as another binding landing on top of this Senna there.
Yep, I'm going to use that Dark Pressure to get himself to safety. A Fat Wave about to crash into Awesome Sheep, but a little bit concerning is the CS lead from LCL. He hasn't collected the wave, but even if he gets all of them, I'm still pretty sure he's going to have the lead. But here is Extreme Berserker, there to stop VKC, rotating to the Crab, going to use the Ghost, but VKC actually able just to walk that out, but he will secure the Crab for the side of VX there, going to be a big loss of XP going to from VX.
Yeah, good job on VKC to not waste any summoners there, just being able to walk out, knowing the Caston can't actually follow up because he doesn't have his press R to engage button.
There is the taunt going to go down, but Alessio has the level lead, actually not even afraid of him. There's the W. This is concerning. He's not even level 6 yet, and Awesome Sheep is already almost dead.
Yeah, and because of that, now the Galio has to burn through his last potion here and try to CS under tower. And I don't know if you've played Galio, but it is very difficult to CS under tower as Galio.
I hate CSing as Galio. It's so impossible. And the extra little wind-up you do on your passive is so annoying.
Yep. And the wave is going to shove him to Cassidon, allowing him to reset here, I believe.
Meanwhile, in the top lane, we see a fat trade. There is the Conqueror Puck. There is the stun. Going to try and drop that Q to zone him off. Actually choosing to disengage here with all of the minions aggro him and the level of disadvantage, but now, level 5, going to land that stun, going to get the autos here. The teleport is being used by the Cassidon, but it's a little too late as Akira still able to get first blood, but Cassidon does able to get himself a kill, already stacking the Darksteel, got himself a Blasting Wand, going to be... this is going to be, I think, a repeat of Game 2. Cassidon with an early lead. Before level 6 again, things are looking grim.
Yeah, on the bright side, the Sylas did get the first blood, though. Being able to go back, getting 2 Amp Tomes. He has the Dark Seal and a Dorian's Ring as well. So he's sitting on quite a lot of damage there. The Executioner's Collar being the first buy from the Maokai, however.
Yeah, that's such a good buy against Sylas champions with a gross amount of healing. You really need to rush either the Executioner's Calling or the Brambles Vest. I'm surprised it actually wasn't the Brambles Vest, but I guess the armor doesn't really give him anything.
Yeah, look where Sylas was pathing. Being able to throw Extreme Berserker outside of his own jungle just by being there.
Sheep gonna go in, gonna proc the Aftershock and the taunt, but has to back off as he's trading in the enemy's minion wave. Not gonna win those trades.
No, definitely not with the size of that minion wave, and most of them being casters as well. Those are going to hurt, and Caston will just go back in about 4 seconds to be able to do more damage to you than you expected.
Completely, we may see some action in the bot lane, but the snare will go a little bit wide. But this top lane, just non-stop action. The taunt actually, or sorry, the dash, the Justice uppercut, gonna go a little bit wide. But meanwhile, in the top lane, Aqua Anthony dropping quite low. Akira has the Conqueror. Meanwhile, Galio is TPing bot with the gank for VKC, able to taunt up Happy Game. Both forced to use the flash. There is the flash, Justice uppercut, but Extreme Berserker has arrived to the party, able to get one. VKC is next to fall. A great counter gank from Extreme Berserker, and the side of DSG just lost so much from that.
Yeah, and this is how it started last game. The Hecarim getting 2 kills early, and the Kassadin sitting on 1 kill already with the 20 CS lead over on, or with a 13 CS lead, and
Oh, but meanwhile, in the top lane, Akira going for the dive, able to pick up that solo kill. Cares not for the tower or the Maokai ultimate, able to live and deny basically 2 waves of XP.
Yeah, and because of that, he's going to be able to get a lot of tower pressure on. I believe he might get at least 2 plates there as well. Nope, he's going to have to back off because the TP is being burned, as it looks like the side of Darkstar Gaming were
jumping on Akira there, trying to punish him for staying for so long. Akira is probably dead, using the dash, trying to get to safety. I don't think Maokai has the cooldowns to finish him off here. Akira able to walk away with his life.
Yeah, and I was actually fully expecting the Kingslayer to come back up, and he tries to trade with them again. Not going to opt for that. Going to go ahead and go back with his buy, pulling the Lost Chapter out, and still sitting on 2 stacks for his Dark Seal as well.
He is fairly ahead, but he is going to lose a wave for his base timing there, and Maokai able to pick himself up a plate.
Yeah, despite that, still sitting at about a 700 gold deficit for the top side. 1,000 gold lead for the Kassadin in the mid lane.
Yeah, that's
it's
not
happening again.
It is happening again. Sheep using that CC, layering it well, but still doesn't even matter through the Aftershock, waiting it out. I believe this might be a solo kill. It's going to be, even through the Senna ultimate, not enough. LCL on this Kassadin is sending a message to DSG. They need to ban this away from him.
Yeah, and if they don't, he's just going to play at game 3, and if they win this game, then I believe it's just going to be a 3-0 sweep, because they're even with the Galio, who's a great anti-tank mage champion, doesn't do much to fight against this Kassadin, who looks like he's itching to go in onto this Kha'Zix as well.
But the rest of DSG is waiting for him here. There is the Thresh with the Dark Passage, used a little bit early. Gonna land the stun onto Happy Game, but Extreme Berserker with another great counter gank. Akira not able to find the kill, as LCL has 3 kills now. Extreme Berserker there to get the next. And things just went from bad to grim once again. It's happening again, guys.
Yeah, at 3-0 Kassadin with 6 stacks on his
and
Dark Seal.
And full roll before 10 minutes.
Yeah, and because of that roam, the Maokai gets another plate and is now only 400 gold behind of the Silas. Silas is kind of throwing his lead right now with that roam.
Yeah, he is. Maokai has been free farming and took another plate. Now even in CS and XP, not only did VX get so much from that, their one losing lane is now equal again.
Yeah, and he takes another plate, and that pretty much equalizes the mid lane, or the top lane gold. Only about 40 CS. And thank you, chat, for pointing that out. The Galio did have the ult for that dive onto the Hecarim and the Thresh, or the Thresh and the Kassadin there, but just opted not to use it. I think the Silas manages to survive with that ult. Maybe
he wasn't in range. I literally can't think of another reason why his ultimate would not be used in that skirmish. That's exactly why you pick Galio.
Yeah, and you had the chance to do it before it goes under tower range, but they just opted not to.
Yeah, a little bit confusing, as Akira going to be stun locked under tower, gonna have to use the flash and the ultimate, trying to get himself out of this, but the Grievous Wounds is a little too much, preventing the Kingslayer. Some nice movement, but it's too late. Aqua Anthony with a nice punish. Akira feeling a little too comfortable in that top lane, but meanwhile, VX was securing themselves a Cloud Drake. Kassadin is literally just, he's having such a good time. There's a massive smile on his face. He couldn't be happier with the Drakes or how these games are going.
Yeah, and it looks like we have a Mountain Drake for the next, which means we have 2 of the most powerful Drakes in the game, Infernal and Ocean Soul, coming for the Soul this game. And either one of those, you don't want to give that to Kassadin.
Yeah, either one of those Drakes spells doom for the side of Darkstar Gaming VX or VKC, using the dash in a peculiar situation there, as he has nowhere else to run, and LCL is just going to pick up another kill. Now 4-0, stacking the tier, almost the fully stacked Darksteel.
Yep. And not able to buy the full Archangel Staff on his back this time, and ooh, nice cleanse there.
Nice little flay there to keep Ravensman in this fight. Is ignited, but still able to heal up a decent amount. The Death Sentence will not connect, as nothing much will really come from it other than the cleanse coming out and an ignite. But there is the root onto Scarlet. Happy Game gonna step up and try and find the kill onto Dog, but the damage is not there. A nice sidestep by Ravensman though, but neither one with the damage or lockdown to really find a kill onto the other. But just as I say that, another root onto Happy Game. These bot laners are just going completely ham. Both sides getting pretty low. A nice flash there to dodge the Death Sentence. Scarlet also forced to use the flash. But meanwhile, the mid lane is going to have that Herald drop to break the remaining plates. I don't know what Awesome Sheep can do. He's by himself. That's going to be the turret here, and they're probably just, he's eating in aggressively here. There goes the turret. Awesome Sheep is going to immediately fall down. I have no idea why he just didn't give that turret.
Yeah, and that was a full, I believe, full 5-plated turret going to both the Hecarim and the Kassadin there, and the Hecarim is now on a rampage. Yeah, definitely not what you want to see.
This mid-jungle duo is both 4-0-1. They have so much gold on their counterparts. Bot lane is doing well, considering they're a scaling lane, but it's just not going to be enough to match the huge leads they have everywhere else, as Extreme Berserker immediately jumping onto the Dog, and there's the ultimate to get the fear. A nice heal, but the R flash into E by LCL, going to be able to finish off that kill. Now 5-0, almost has the fully stacked Darksteel, almost has his Archangel Staff. This is just really a repeat of Game 1.
Yeah, and honestly, if this is the way VX plays and somehow DSG manages to come back in a reverse sweep, if this game goes the side...
Meanwhile, VKC was trying to invade, going to be locked up by Aqua Anthony, but finally Akira is there to join the party, and VKC is going to be able to escape with his life, question mark? But LCL has joined the party, and he's going to finish off that kill onto Akira, and is going to look for the final kill onto VKC, who is actually able to escape.
Oh my man. This is... Oh, I don't even know what to say anymore. This is spiraling out of control already.
I have something to say. Ban Kassadin. As the Thresh Death Sentence will command a nice sidestep on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow, though. AD Thresh is dropping quite low, but they do not have the damage to finish him off. Death Sentence, the final one, going a little bit wide. And now, confident in their ability to turn this, as Scarlet is incredibly low. And there's one kill for AD Thresh. Ravensman playing this incredibly well. Happy Game, able to sidestep another Death Sentence. Ravensman's movement is pretty insane, but meanwhile, Awesome Sheep, it looks like he's going to fall to this Kassadin once again, actually able to barely live.
Yeah, and Kassadin has the blue buff, meaning he's going to be able to get his mana back, and if Kha'Zix isn't careful, he's going to become a victim as well.
It's sad. Ravensman is playing very well, as Extreme Berserker once again going to try and find the kill onto the Dog, this time going to be able to find it without the heal. Unstoppable now. The root will land, might be able to block this one out. Ravensman gonna use that ultimate for the shield, but self-stuns himself, and Extreme Berserker gonna find a double kill by himself in that bot lane. Now 6-0-2.
Yeah, just want to bring to your attention really quick, not sure if you knew, the poll to vote for who will win Game 2 is still open. Not sure if you wanted to close that or not.
That is my bad. And it actually did go to the side of Darkstar Gaming.
Did it now?
Yes, it did. I agree their draft did look better, as the Galio ultimate is there. They're going to trade Maokai ultimates, both going opposite directions, but Aqua Anthony going to use that flash, but unfortunately going to be hit by the stun, and the CC lock from this top mid combo is pretty insane. Somehow still alive for the time being, but has his cooldowns back again, and finally able to find the kill.
Yeah, and on the bot side of the map, they take the Mountain Drake, and it's going to be an Infernal Soul. An Infernal Soul with a Fed cast, and I don't even want to watch this game anymore. Oh my lord.
Yeah, they're up 2 Drakes, and Darkstar Gaming has no real way of contesting this 3rd Drake whatsoever. Probably going to be forced to give the 3rd Drake and then absolutely have to contest the 4th one.
Yeah, but can you contest? They're down 6,000 gold at 16 minutes.
No, you can't, but you have to try.
Yeah, the Cassidy has 4,000 gold. Has a 4,000 gold lead on the Galio.
Yeah, he's got about a 50 CS lead. He's got 6 kills on him. Has the Magi's already. Has the Archangel staff. Just needs to finish the boots and whatever item else he wants. This is just a repeat of game 1. This Cassidy is only going up from here still, even though he's already 6-0. DSG just running out of options.
Yeah, and I mean, their options are, at least in this game, they're limited. They still have options.
A nice stealth passage, actually going to get Extreme Berserker to safety there.
Yep, very good being able to keep the Hecarim safe there, not giving away that shutdown, which if it goes to VKC or any of those members that were there besides maybe the Galio, which feels pretty weak right now, I don't think would benefit from the 1,000 gold, but
Extreme Berserker going to be caught out. The Dark Passage will land, but stealing the ultimate to get himself unstoppable into safety. AD Thresh trying to kill this Maokai, but this guy is a very big tree, doesn't really care for AD Thresh's Ravensman's damage whatsoever. The root will land, does get a nice crit there, but the ultimate will be used. Awesome Sheep has rotated over as well as the dog, but he's just going to walk that one out.
Yeah, and that was Maokai without any sort of resistances to AD.
He's just...
Yeah.
Yeah. He's just a big tree. Is there any other way to say it?
No, not really, and we haven't seen Cass in a while. That's because he's playing PvE right now. Doesn't feel like getting involved in these fights until probably his Archangels is fully stacked, sitting at 520 right now out of 750. Going ahead and heading back now, sitting on 1,500 gold. Probably going to finish the boots and start... Nope, not going to finish the boots. Just go ahead and buy a Sheen and Amp Tome. Doesn't care about boots when he can press R and catch up to anybody he wants.
Yeah, he really doesn't. You really don't need to finish boots that early. If you're finishing boots, it's more for a certain resistance or for the penetration. Gonna buy himself the Sheen for the extra CDR and for the extra empowerment on the W. This Cassin is so scary. Let me just check his Seraph stacks. 500, so he's 2/3 to a fully stacked Seraphs.
Yeah. Looks like they're just going to take this Rift Herald as well for free. I don't think there's any chance that the side of Darkstar get to it.
Grasping Roots, I think they're called. Nature's Grasp will be used, but not able to find anyone. Sending a Curate to this bot lane, try and wave clear against this Cassin. No way he can actually take a 1v1 against this Fed of a Cassin.
Yeah, out of all the people that can actually keep the wave from crashing to the tower, that is the only person that can do it. Everybody else would probably just straight up die to the amount of damage. So I do like that they have the Silas there.
Oh, but VKC with a nice flank onto Scarlet. Gonna have to use that Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Meanwhile, the tanks are having a wet noodle fight in the top lane. I don't even think Awesome Sheep can fight this Maokai with the extra resistance he does have. Akira has joined the party. Will find the kill onto Scarlet here. Meanwhile, a huge ultimate by Ravensman going to find most members, but Extreme Berserker has now rotated over. He's in the middle of all members, but they don't have the damage to finish him off. Akira is desperately trying to find the shutdown onto the Cassidy, but unable to do it.
And all of that ends in a 1-for-0 for the side of Darkstar. Signs of life.
Yeah, a whole bunch of summoners and ultimates used, but I'm sure DSG are going to take whatever they can, whenever they can, by whatever means. If they were able to find the shutdown onto the Cassidy and to the Hecarim, that would have been so massive for them. But Scarlet is going to be a little bit late. But they don't have time to reset here, and this is going to put them on soul point. I don't think they can test this.
Yeah, and for the first time all series, it looks like Darkstar actually are trying to make moves against the side of...
Oh, Akira wanted that shutdown so badly with the flash Q. Gonna use the box, goes a little bit wide, but Scarlet gonna pick up the kill onto that one. AD Thresh, Ravensman able to get one, as the cleanse forced to be used, as Extreme Berserker has joined the party. Gonna find the kill onto the dog. And
no.
and there's the flank from Aqua Anthony. Any chance they had of contesting is now out the window as VX going to be on sole point. Actually, VKC looking for the 1v1. I don't think he wins this against this fed of a Hecarim. Forced to use the ultimate. Gonna use that red smite, but is just getting blown up by this massive Hecarim.
Yeah, and what looked like a good plays from the side of Darkstar Gaming just goes sideways from really bad dives there, and now we're on sole point for the side of VX.
Yeah, it was looking good for a second. I understand Akira wanting that shutdown on the Cassian. That would have been so much gold for him, but not able to get it and dies, and then the entire fight is turned in VX's favor. I'm not sure what options they even have left at this point. Cassian might be cost out here. Gonna use the Rift Walk forward to try and close the gap, but just able to walk that one out pretty much for free. Gonna drop that Herald in the bot lane with no one really there to stop that. Maokai zoning them off from the rest of the fight here. Gonna use Nature's Grass to prevent anyone from actually rotating, and he's gonna take that turret for free.
Yeah, using the... I believe it's called the Demolish to finish that turret off.
Yes, sir. And the vision control from VX is absolutely disgusting. DSG don't have any vision or any way of being allowed to being in their own jungle. Extreme Berserker gonna find out Awesome Sheep here, but there is 4 members of DSG. Gonna use the Unstoppable to dodge that taunt, get himself to safety. That could have been a nice pick.
So, I want to bring everybody's attention to the fact that the Hecarim has bought an Edge of Night to deal with the amount of CC that DSG has.
Yeah, with the lethality, I actually don't think it's that bad of an idea. Give some health as well, as that's going to be LCL taking up that top tower. Awesome Sheep trying to stop him, but there's nothing he can do. Too many items. Now Godlight, another solo kill for LCL. I don't even know how this is happening. Usually Galio is pretty hard to kill.
Yeah, it's because he's 7-0 with 14 Magi stack, a fully stacked Archangels, and he's going to go ahead and go back and pick up the Lich Bane. They're going to go ahead and do Baron here, because there is 0% chance that the side of Darkstar Gaming try to contest for this.
Yeah, we may see a steal from VKC, though. Kha'Zix is able to jump over these walls and attempt pretty well, but they are denying the vision very insanely, so this is going to have to be a blind steal if they are able to get it. Dropping a little bit low is VX. They actually might have a chance. There's a good amount of poke coming out from the side of DSG. Enchanted Crystal Arrow will go a little bit wide. VKC jumps in, but it's a secured Baron by Extreme Berserker. LCL gonna find the kill, but Awesome Sheep has now joined the party. Finds a taunt onto 2, but immediately being bursted down by the rest of VX. LCL already has a double kill. Aqua Anthony looking for the members of the Darkstar Gaming backline. Extreme Berserker one-shotting Raven's Man, able to find a kill. LCL now joining the party once again. Akira, just the last remaining member. That's going to be the ace in the game for VX.
So, I think this might be the game. They have the Baron, they have a wave. This is most likely going to be the end of the game there. Galio did not manage to get his ult off again. I don't think he's used his ultimate once this entire game.
I've seen it,
and
I've
if
seen
he
it
has,
once.
He has used it once?
Yes, I can confirm
okay.
he has used it once. Yeah. Please ban the Cassian, please ban the Hecarim.
Yeah. The Shen was an okay ban, but you gotta ban these other 2 champions, because the Shen clearly wasn't the issue in the first game.
Yeah, Akira was doing fine into that matchup. I'm pretty sure Akira has numerous amounts of champions that he feels comfortable into the Shen. A great player. I think they can leave that open and let him get that counter pick. They just need to be dealing with the rest of this Hecarim Cassian combo has been way too strong.
Yeah. I guess there's a shining light for the side of DSG. They did manage to halt the Cassian from getting to level 16, but at 23 minutes this time. Gonna have to wait a little bit longer.
He is level 16 now. Did have to wait a little bit longer. Has the 3 items, has a Needless, has a fully stacked Magi's. He's definitely just got a gross amount of AP. Let me actually check. Yeah, he's got 618. His ult is on a 0.8 second cooldown. And now it looks like VKC is going to be caught out by VX here. Going to have to use the ultimate and the E and the Youmu's to try to get himself to safety. Now being slowed up by Scarlet 1 on the Ashe. There is the hero's entrance finally, but it's a little bit too late here. Now he joins a 4v1. There's the Akira with a massive onslaught of shadows with the extra AP he does get. But LCL has now joined the party, one-shotting immediately one. And there is the second one. This is going to be a quadra kill for LCL. A quadra kill for the Kassadin. Late game Kassadin has joined the game as Akira leaves it.
Oh my lord. It started out good, and then Kassadin showed up. So unfortunate.
Kassadin.
Yeah, that's what they have to do. He'll play Kassadin into anything, even though we thought he might have had a harder matchup in the Galio. He didn't care. He just pressed R on Galio when Galio died. Doesn't matter what the champion is. It looks like this guy is so practiced on Kassadin, he's just going to pick it whenever he wants, and unless you ban it, the same thing's going to happen again.
14-0-2. Basically the identical KDA, even with a slightly worse matchup. It just didn't matter. Able to do basically the exact same thing once again. Looking at the damage, they did slow him down damage-wise, but he was just reaching the point of being completely unstoppable as that last team fight did break out. DSG, they need to regroup. They need to rethink their draft phase. I'm not sure what exactly else they need to do differently, but Kassadin and Hecarim can't be allowed from VX. It's way too strong. Both of these players seem just to be so seasoned and so good at these champions, and they just can't allow them to pick it again.
Yeah, and you have to give props to the side of DSG, especially the top and the AD carry. Both of them managing to outdamage pretty much everybody on the side of VX there. Yeah, even the Senna managing to outdamage everybody else, but despite that, they weren't able to pull it off because late game Kassadin goes Burr and game ends.
Yeah, there's just late game Kassadin really do be going Burr. With the amount of items he had, he didn't even have Death Cap at that point in the game. Still just immediately deleting two members of DSG in that last team fight. Anyways, guys, I will throw up your player of the game poll once again as we take a quick little break.
While you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. With crimson secrets and forbidden bliss, can't stay still, don't stop that thrill. My bones crave your skin, temptation within, mistakes ignite the silence. Nightmares creep while you and me repeat, this bittersweet heat is suffocating. I'm waiting and always hesitating. Kryptonite desires set my heart afire. Heart on fire. Set my heart afire. Set my heart on fire.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the analyst desk. This time, the counterpart of the mid-jungle duo from VX, Extreme Berserker. Man, your name barely even fits on my little setup here. Anyways, 9-0 and 11 on the Hecarim. He seems to be such a good Hecarim player. He knows where to be. We saw numerous counter ganks, just foiling any plans or attempts to get a lead somewhere on the map that DSG had, and securing kills and leads for himself there. At one point, literally just 2v1ing the bot lane from DSG, which is the massive lead he had. He's so good on the Hecarim. He's playing the jungle and the map so very well. I'm expecting some adjustments coming out from DSG this game after those 2 games. I'm expecting both the Hecarim and Kassadin to be banned away from him. Anyways, these teams are ready for draft, so I will send it back to pick and ban as we're about to start. Alrighty, I gave these teams a green light. We should see the bans starting to come through very shortly. They are flying through it in literally Mach 11. And finally...
Already? Oh, man. There we go.
The Hecarim and Kassadin finally banned away.
Alright, let's see if we can actually see some real League of Legends.
Yeah, not just pure stomp. As we see the first pick, Lucian coming out for DSG. I do like that pick. They can flex it in all 3 lanes. Again, VX, they like this Ashe pick. They're going to pick that Ashe in immediately. Exactly what they did on the red side.
Yeah, and we're flying through these picks as well. Immediately being responded with the Ashe and the Shen here. Shen being banned last game, left open this time around. So they're going to go ahead and pick that up for themselves. You're going to see a different jungler and a different mid laner this time around, but for the most part, we still have the same picks from game 1 with the Ashe coming through all 3 games so far.
Yeah, and immediately responding with a very strong bot lane in Jhin Zyra, more of a kill lane. I'm excited to see that come up from DSG. Jhin good into Ashe, and Zyra great to follow up and kind of chain that CC together. Hopefully this DSG can start to snowball the bot lane. That seems to be where they are the strongest.
Yeah, and Zyra, a good pick to go ahead and deny away from the Ashe. As we all are well aware, Ashe Zyra is an extremely powerful lane. Not really seen very much in favor of other picks nowadays, but Ashe Zyra is still an extremely strong duo. Gonna go ahead and break that duo apart.
Hold the phone. Okay, so actually, never mind. I thought this was going to be some crazy Ashe mid or Ashe top, but it's probably just Senna support.
Okay.
Man,
Which
God,
means
I was so excited for a second.
Technically it's going to be a fasting Senna, I guess. And we still have the 80 carry Ashe, but Senna will still be able to pull out some damage and be able to get those stacks a lot faster. So, going to be a very good bot lane to try and respond against this Jhin Zyra bot lane.
Yeah, lots of utility, lots of CC coming out of their own. Lots of ways to disengage, lots of ways to keep themselves healthy.
Yeah, as the bans are now going to start slowing down here, about 40 seconds going into this one. Let's see what they want to go ahead and get rid of. And it's going to be the Shyvana.
Gonna ban the other cast away from LCL.
Yeah, and you think it's going to be Kha'Zix being the last ban here?
I would expect so. It didn't do... I've seen VKC's Kha'Zix go do a lot better, so they may choose not to ban it, but it seems to be an effective strategy just to ban out every single one of his champions. So that may be what they opt for.
Yeah, and something I do want to note is Sylas, which did do very well despite the loss last game, is still open. Darkstar might want to pivot towards that as well, with the amount of AD they already have. Sylas would be a good addition, being able to steal the Shen ultimate and match him wherever he goes.
Yeah, and apparently they're tuning into stream and our amazing drafting advice, choosing to ban away that Sylas.
I just ruined Darkstar's chances of Sylas. Whoops.
Something to note: VX actually able to take the Kha'Zix here for themselves, and if they don't even have to ban it because red side they get to pick before after second ban phase. So I actually kind of expect them to take this Kha'Zix for themselves.
Yeah, I don't know if Extreme Berserker plays it. With a name like that, I would have expected Olaf being picked a lot more this series, but it's gonna be the Zac. Ooh, I like that.
Is it the Yone jungle? The long...
Oh.
the longly awaited, hyped Yone jungle.
Oh. Is VKC actually gonna do it, or is he just trying to tease us?
I actually think he might.
Yeah, I mean, if he does do that, then they're seriously lacking a tank.
Do it. VKC, if you're watching stream, do it.
It could still be a Yone mid with the Lucian top, however, but...
I actually can say that VK's Kane does go pretty hard. Red Kane is pretty decent into their team. He can pretty much just constantly hit them, constantly sustain himself for as long as he wants. He are lacking a true tank though, so we'll have to see what their last pick is.
Yeah, I would like to see something that can. Obviously, nobody can really match Shen besides Hard Bruisers. Is that a Gragas top?
They still have
No,
the
it's gonna.
ability to send Lucian top and pick a tank mid laner.
Yeah, that's true.
Could be an Ornn mid. I think that would be really good for DSG's draft, actually.
Kled would also be good for for DSG's draft as well.
No. Okay, Kale's locked in.
Oh no.
I don't think that was the pick.
Yeah, I don't think so either. They're hoping that because there's no Kassadin, Kale gets to free scale, and I'm gonna be the first one to say you're wrong.
Yeah, especially against the Zac. Zac's just gonna permadive her, and they're blinding the Kale once again. Like, sure, they banned the Kassadin, but blinding Kale wasn't necessarily safe. Yeah, they have the ability to flex it. Kale is good into the Shen, and Sheep is an ADC main, so he would be at least used to Lucian mid. But the LeBlanc being hovered. Let's see if we'll lock it in. Okay, a very hype champion, very snowball, very roam oriented. I'm actually expecting to send the Lucian into the LeBlanc and the Kale top. That's the best matchups and their best chance of winning. I easily think this is Darkstar Gaming's best draft of the series. I don't know if it'll be enough.
Elseal, is that how you say his name?
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure. That's just the way I've been possibly butchering it the entire time.
Decides that because they banned his Kassadin away, he's going to go with the next best thing. That was basically another version of Kassadin back in the day that also blew people up in the mid to late game. Going with the LeBlanc there.
Now, I do think... Ooh, actually, they're pretty even in scaling. I don't know if I would give one side a heavy advantage in scaling. I think if Darkstar Gaming can heavily snowball that Jhin lane, if Kale is able to beat the Shen, which normally should be able to, Lucian mid, basically zero counterplay, if they can execute that properly, I think Darkstar Gaming actually has a chance this game. I really like their draft compared to the previous ones, but VX has all of the momentum. They have lots of ways of locking people, the key members of Darkstar down. They look unstoppable.
Yeah, and the downside with Darkstar Gaming's comp is they went for pretty much 5 damage champions into 2 tanks and somebody that can instant blow you up before Kale can press R. So it can go either way, but with the way VX is playing, it's heavily favored in the side of VX, despite the comp that DSG has managed to pull out.
Yeah, they have the incredible amount of lockdown to just prevent them from playing the game, really. But they do have strong... I think they have pretty much 3 winning matchups across all of their lanes. So it's going to allow VKC to actually jungle. No lane should be getting insanely stomped.
Yeah, and the Kayn also has agency to go ahead and invade the Zac pretty much whenever he wants. Zac isn't exactly the fastest clearer, whereas Kayn is probably one of the faster clearers in the game, especially if he starts Raptors. Able to go ahead and grab his buffs really quickly and probably meet Zac at one of his buffs as well. And the side of VX needs to be very careful of that, because if Zac or Kayn can get an early kill onto the Zac and get those red stacks from his passive, it will go a long way for the side of Darkstar Gaming actually pulling out this game.
Yeah, I'm expecting VKC to camp top to get those red orbs and form as quickly as it can. It can also choose to invade the Zac. I believe he wins that 1v1, and with the current lane assignments, he should have priority in winning lanes to be able to rotate quicker than the enemies can, or at least make them miss waves if they do choose to rotate. So definitely the best draft coming up from DSG. I finally have hope.
Yeah, and another benefit of trying to camp the Shen to get the red stacks is you get this Kale ahead.
Yes, Kale... as most Shen matchups go, Shen just absolutely stomps them pre-6. But once Kale hits level 6, the range advantage, the poke advantage, Kale can start to take advantage of Shen, as even most top laners. And Akira has been playing insanely well every series, so I definitely like the Kale pick. It's got the most 1v9 potential of all the top laners.
Yeah, and of all the people on the side of Darkstar Gaming, Akira definitely is the one that has been showing up the most and has done the most to try and actually get these games in the get a victory screen for their side. Kira nearly coming close to turning that game around in the late game, right in that last fight as well, stealing the Hecarim ultimate and insta blowing up the backline pretty much. And then Caston comes in and says, "You can't do that anymore. I'm a Caston."
Let me show you what blowing up the backline really looks like.
Exactly, and he didn't even go for the backline first. He's like, "Let me do this to your tanks, and then I'll do it to you."
Alrighty, guys, the vote is up and live. Be sure to vote in chat who you think takes this game. What are your thoughts, Dream?
As much as I really like, if I knew nothing about these teams, if it wasn't a 2-0 series inside of VX, I would 100% give this to the side of Darkstar Gaming. Their comp is better. It scales a lot better. Every lane pretty much wins. Senna at... Wait a minute. Senna is in the AD carry position, Ash is in the support position. It's probably going to be a fasting Senna still, with Scarlet being the AD carry, still retaining the AD carry role, I think.
I guess the dynamic is exactly the same. It's just who plays what champion.
Yeah, definitely. But if I weren't to look at these teams and I knew who they were, 100% side of Darkstar Gaming. But the way VX has been playing, it's an uphill battle, even with the better comp.
I don't think DSG gets swept. I think they take at least one game off VX. I'm casting my vote for DSG this game. I believe.
I will go ahead and follow up with you. Give some love to Darkstar Gaming. We got, I believe, one of our casters on that team, so got to give them some love. Try to get them going, because they've had a really rough time of it in the mid lane there, and we need to see something.
The Cyclone, yes, we may have just caster cursed them, but I also voted for VX both times. I believe Dream did as well. So,
I did.
If anything, the caster curse is fake, not real, not guaranteed fake, and DSG for sure win.
Yeah. But I'm going to go ahead and say VX wins, just so I caster curse them and see if that works.
There's too many curses now. It goes too many ways.
Yeah, too many curses. We don't know who's going to win anymore, so I guess they just cancel each other out.
True. I'm excited to see, I believe it's Aseal. Apparently that's not an L, it's an I, so I've been just butchering it the entire series. My bad. But I'm excited to see his LeBlanc. Been insanely good on the Cassid, and Lucian mid is pretty hard to play against, but if he can snowball, it's going to be pretty unplayable once he gets that initial lead. Yeah,
and I'm really glad they decided to get rid of the Hecarim and the Cassidon, because I didn't want to see a 3-0 stomp, and if they let those two through, I think it's just GG. But we're about to end spectator delay here, so I believe you're going to go ahead and give us a small break before we get into game.
That is exactly what we are going to do, guys. We are going to take a quick little break. We will meet you back on the Rift for game number 3 of Losers Finals.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's pounding and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or a heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we gotta want it maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and a heartache.
ask, I'd never answer you. You're what I need when I'm weak, but I'm trying to be strong. But baby, it's just been so long. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. What's coming soon when we get too close? Don't know what to play. Letting go for the heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we gotta learn it maybe one more time. Sorry for the mistakes. Letting go for the heartache. I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing house like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you missed.
Alrighty, guys, welcome back to Summoner's Rift here. Okay, the overlay is fixed. Apologies for that. VX up 2-0 here, game number 3. But finally, we have a nice draft coming out from DSG here. I think this is their best chance at winning a game all series long. Let's see if they can actually execute, though.
Yeah, and the seems like the viewers have agreed that Darkstar is going to win this game with 66.6% of the votes going towards the side of DSG. Wanted to see a series start up finally after two very convincing stomps from the side of
after 2 casting games.
Yeah.
Some interesting rune choices. Ash opting for the Comet, and VKC actually going to get heavily chunked out. He's going to be taking half HP there. Going to be forced to reset. Dog is actually walking up to try and trade some of that back, but he is also going to be forced to flash while taking 1 HP here. And that is not the start you're looking for if you're DSG. Already down a flash, already down in tempo with forcing VX forcing DSG to base.
Yeah, and I don't think he has to get a leash. Otherwise, he's going to be starting very late, and they even get a ward onto the red buff, so they're going to know exactly where this Kayn is at all times.
Yep, the jungle tracking, if done correctly, will be so powerful in shutting down VKC. He is Kayn, though. He can't look for early ganks, but he's definitely going to be looking for this some kind of pressure on top side to get himself those red orbs, get that form nice and early.
Yeah, and starting to see the power of Lucian mid. This LeBlanc paying the respect and playing extremely far back, and that's a really big bounce. You always love to see the 3-kill into a bounce onto a champion.
Yes, and the harass already level 1 is pretty immense. Happy Game going to be forced to back off here, taken incredibly low, and they're not done yet. And Sheep hits level 2, immediately dashing in for a fat trade, as every Lucian mid always does.
Yeah, and it is going to be the Ashe with the support item, so it's not going to be fasting Senna.
Oh, interesting. It's actually just an Ashe support. Oh, the taunt does land onto Akira. Going to be taken to half HP here. If you call Extreme Berserker's name, he's going to be more than happy to dive this pre-6 kill. Punish these scaling picks as much as they can.
Yeah, and...
Oh, but meanwhile, Isel gets a fat trade onto Awesome Sheep. I'm a little surprised to even see that happening.
Yeah, I think LeBlanc is one once the cooldowns are down, Lucian wins those, but I think he has to be a little bit wary of the full burst from the LeBlanc, especially with the electrocute.
And both junglers pretty much entirely full clearing. Definitely going to be contesting over this topside scuttle here. As the root will land onto Happy Game. There is the ignite, but not enough follow-up to finish off the kill. Dropping to about 100 HP though. ISL going in for a trade. There's the electrocute. Gonna land the chain. As meanwhile, the bot lane, there is the root. AD Thresh dropping a little low. Flashing forward is AD Thresh gonna use the cleanse on the glacial slow.
Just for the movement speed and the glacial slow to get out of that, having to burn both of his summoners there. They are not running a heal in the bot lane like they have in the last 2 games.
But Akira is being corralled like a sheep into this into the Extreme Berserker Zac. Meanwhile, Happy Game able to get first blood onto Raven's man there. Somehow Akira actually with some nice movement and a nice flash juke able to escape with his life there.
Yeah, and who's the real AD carry here? Is that the Ashe or is the Senna? Because honestly, I can't tell with the amount of damage they're putting out. And oh
there's
no.
the flash taunts. Extreme Berserker not even needed. That'll be a solo kill for Aqua Anthony. The wave is pushing to him. Akira is going to be forced to teleport to this wave. Extreme Berserker still on this top side. He can literally just re-gank this for free.
Yeah, and if the Kale teleports, then yeah, you already see that Extreme Berserker is heading back up there, waiting for the TP, but Kale's just going to walk it back up there, not wasting the TP. I think this is actually pretty smart. Knows the wave is pushing into the Shin there. No point in wasting the TP.
This is what DSG should have been doing to the Cassid, and this is so bad for the Kale. That's so much XP they're losing. And the freeze still set up. Extreme Berserker still there. Not able to TP to collect that XP and gold. And now walking back to the top side here. Akira is going to be very sad as there is the taunt landed in. Teleport being channeled by Isol. There is Extreme Berserker to join the party. They're not letting Akira play the game here. Able to get 1 CS at least. And will be dropping now to Isol. 0 and 2, unfortunately, still level 4. Wave still frozen. This is so bad.
Yeah, opting for the cull too. Only getting 2 stacks off of it there, and yeah, looks like the Shin they're swapping. The Shin is going mid, and the LeBlanc is staying top.
This is interesting to see. I think the LeBlanc can snowball probably harder off of the Kale than the Lucian, and Shen is a tank. He can probably just use that W, use his shielding and sustain to survive the best he can.
Yep, really smart plays as the small engagement going on the bot side.
Yeah, nothing much really happens if it. Happy Game does get chunked out, but still has a barrier coming off cooldown very shortly. The taunt is going to land onto Awesome Sheep, taking him incredibly low here, forced to use the barrier in the Nimbus cloak speed to get out there. Akira looking to trade onto Isol, but he's already level 6 here. Gonna use that mimicked chain, take him pretty low there, forcing him to back off. I believe the freeze is still going on. VKC now in this bot lane, gonna land the slow, a flash forward, but trading flashes is Happy Game. Unfortunately, Darkstar Gaming just not able to find the success that they're trying to find with these plays.
Yeah, and it's starting to get a little bit out of hand once again. We have a 1.2k gold lead for the side of VX. Clearly not needing the casting or the hack room to make the plays here. Just going back to what they were doing in the regular season, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
there are no answers.
There's the Stand United. They're just going to dive Akira again. The taunt does land. There's the Ignite. Akira is crying in this top lane. It's so sad to see VKC in a little bit of a pickle here as Extreme Berserker has joined the party. Gonna slam them together. There's a kill for Extreme Berserker onto VKC. And now DSG forced to back away.
Oh, man. It feels like the side of Darkstar Gaming, they're just so deflated after those first 2 losses, and it's starting to bleed out into how they're playing. This bot lane was a shining beacon for them, and so is top, and now both of them are losing. It's not looking good.
It's not. I really hate the tier buy from this Lucian. He loses any pressure or any lead he did get before that base by choosing not to buy any real stats. He could have bought the pickaxe to be doing a whole lot more damage, but opting to try and stack that tier early.
Yeah, and with how far ahead the Blanc is now, sitting at only about an 800 gold lead there. So not that much comparatively to the previous games, but because of that, the Lucian is not going to be able to do much damage to the LeBlanc until he manages to get those items.
Yeah, don't love the itemization. They are able to stop Happy Game's base from delaying him a little bit there, but Extreme Berserker here, a nice dash and a nice sidestep there, actually, by Awesome Sheep, able to just dodge all of the mobility. Or all of the CC, sorry.
And there's the emote, Angry Vein, coming out.
I love some good emote usage in these games. Akira finally hitting level 6 is actually going to be allowed to CS now.
Yeah, and despite all of that attention sent to the top side, being 0-3 and KO, being down only 10 CS isn't a bad trade-off.
No, and the kills on Shen isn't the end of the world. It's not great, obviously, but it's a whole lot better than the LeBlanc being 3-0. The bot lane doing pretty well. They're forcing the VX bot lane to stay here with not a lot of resources. Happy Game low on HP, Scarlet low on mana. They're going to be able to push and bully, force them to stay.
Yeah, the
curtain call will be used. Able to land the first two. Just one more here. He's waiting for it. Doesn't even shoot it, though.
No, he was stunned by the Ash arrow, actually.
Oh, my directed camera chose not to show that, I guess. They did get the barrier, though, and the enchanted crystal arrow, so they do get something for it. Unfortunately, not as able to translate that into the kill.
Yeah. The Jhin also starting with the Cull also.
But there is a massive ultimate coming out from Dog onto LeBlanc. Ravenman's was actually able to escape with his life, but a nice distortion and to return into Flash is going to get Isol to safety there after picking up the kill. Aqua Anthony looking for some damage onto VKC, dropping pretty low. Extreme Berserker has joined the party, but here comes Kira on the kill. There is the ultimate to keep him safe. Gonna use the ultimate for enough damage. Awesome Sheep going to bleed out from that red buff. There is no teleport to save him here. I believe Akira should get this kill. Actually, somehow still alive. There's the Aftershock and the Stand United. And Akira is going to be very sad, not able to get the kill here. Both of them able to live. Aqua Anthony with some insane BM is going to pay for it with his life. And a shutdown going to VKC, but that was a 3-for-1.
Oh, man. They tried their bit. That was VX losing the play there at first and still coming out with the win. Oh no.
It was so sad to see Aqua Anthony with some insane disrespect, but VKC actually able to finally punish that, which was nice to see. The emote taunting spam.
Oh man. The Lucian now has the pickaxe. I don't believe he had it in that engage. I will say that I agree with you. If he had that pickaxe in that engagement, game might look a little different.
Extreme Berserker and Aqua Anthony were incredibly low. They for sure die with an extra 25 AD on your Lucian, who also used ultimate.
Yeah.
Some nice trading back and forth, but the Dog is going to be stun-locked into Extreme Berserker's gank. Gonna throw them both together as Happy Game. Gonna find one. Scarlet 1 just happy to CS this wave here. VKC has arrived to the party. It is, I believe, has got his red form. Meanwhile, in the top lane, Aqua Anthony looking to bully Akira even further here, as Extreme Berserker going to jump onto AD Thresh as soon as he gets locked up. No cleanse available. Going to fall to the Extreme Stunlock. Now Isol with the teleport here. VKC gonna be next to fall. And apparently, it didn't matter that they banned Cassid and Hecarim. They can just play even more towards this early game and snowball even harder.
Yeah, and this game looks even more convincing, surprisingly, than the first two. Oh man, this is 12 kills to 1 at 12 minutes. They've gotten a kill a minute.
Yeah, they actually do. Picking up that Cloud Drake for themselves here. And it'll either be the Infernal or the Ocean once again this game.
Yeah. No, obviously we haven't gotten to see Souls at all, and the Ashe is going ahead and freezing the wave here while the Jhin has to walk back to lane. Doing the walk of shame here. And looks like Senna is going to...
We'll be able to... The Dog is going to be caught out by Extreme Berserker. There's the Senna ultimate and another kill for Extreme Berserker. Now 5-0 and 4 on the Zac. It's just pain if you're on Darkstar Gaming.
Oh man, this is. I feel bad for Darkstar because this is their best comp. This is the best they have to offer, and VX is still beating them at their own game.
And 83 Ravens Man forced to use the cleanse on the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Would have been stun locked there.
Yeah, and now he doesn't have it for the next time they want to go ahead and do that. Looks like he's going to be able to clear this, not before they take the
plate.
Plate.
Awesome Sheep trying to protect his ward, but Isol able to get that. Gonna distortion forwardly, gonna mimic that distortion as well. Meanwhile, in the top lane, it's Aqua Anthony being ganked by VKC, but he's pretty healthy here. He might be able to trade for one here. Akira kiting him back for... And VKC gonna drop that ultimate, get that kill onto there. Extreme Berserker has showed up to the party, but Akira with a nice little sidestep there, gonna be thrown together here. And there is the knock-up, there is the damage. That's a lot of gold going onto VKC. DSG desperately needed that.
Yeah, and that's really good pickup for the side of DSG there, especially because they're going, as much as it would have been nice to go on to the Kale there, both of them going on to the Kayn there is really good as well, just because he's able to do a lot of damage and disrupt a lot of what the side of VX wants to do. All he has to do is make sure that this Kale doesn't die anymore and continues to scale up the way he needs to, and there's still hope. There's still light at the end of the tunnel, but it's getting dimmer and dimmer the longer this game goes. Bye, sheep. Seems I have lost my co-caster here.
Oh, my mic decided to unplug itself. That is my bad, as I was saying. Another solo kill for Isol. Iseal. It's so hard to pronounce. Ooh, the taunt is going to land onto Akira here. Gonna walk that one out and trade some damage back. But still having a rough time on this Kale pick. Shen's, with the lead he was able to get early game, able to survive a little longer. There's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow. Gonna stun up VKC, and a fadeaway W. Gonna secure the kill.
And this game is, like I said, the light at the end of the tunnel was dimming out, and
that's a flash forward from Awesome Sheep. Gonna find a shutdown on one. Does not find the kill onto Iseal, though. Just as we were trying to say that the light was dimming out, they find something.
Yeah, unfortunately wasn't able to get the shutdown onto the LeBlanc, able to just distort away despite the Lucian using the ultimate there. So you can see it's on cooldown. Directed camera decided to...
Berserker jumping onto Awesome Sheep. There's the Stand United into the taunt. Awesome Sheep getting blown up by supposed tanks.
For every one play that DSG does, it seems like
they have an answer. Looking for the kill onto the bot lane, but a slightly misplaced Zyra ultimate as Scarlet actually able to walk that out. Extreme Berserker has showed up to the party, has a huge level lead, and that Zac basically just one-shotting the Zyra and does 2v1ing on a tank. Seems pretty balanced to me. And now 80 Ravens Man going to be next to fall, actually with a nice flash, able to escape. Extreme Berserker opting for the Leandries build on the Zac. I do like it this game, especially considering how fed he is. Kira might be able to get this top turret, though. Looks like she will. If the stacks on the passive going to force Aqua Anthony. Finally, they actually got the first turret gold as well, just as VX was taking the bot turret. So definitely something that they can smile about. And now some trades going onto the mid lane. The chain is going to be mimicked, and there's the distortion. It doesn't matter that Sheep has barrier. Iseal now 5-0-3. And they're also going to secure themselves this Mountain Dragon here. It will be the Ocean Soul. That's exactly what they wanted to see. When you have such a massive lead and a 2-0 Drake lead, it turning to be Ocean Soul is a pretty nice luck of the draw. Did I lose you now, Dream? It seems I have ISOL going for the double distortion. Not able to find the kill, but somehow survives that tower shot. I believe the, it's Jin W, I don't know, or I can't remember the name. But it did go a little bit wide. Akira gonna have to base here. Probably gonna have to use that teleport to save that top turret. Meanwhile, they are sieging this mid lane. Trying to defend it off the best they can here, but the wave clear and range coming out from the Ashe Senna is pretty gross.
Did I disconnect there? Is that what happened?
I believe so. But you are back now, so not to worry.
I thought you disconnected. I was trying to play by myself that whole time.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure what happened, but it's glad to have you back. Not to worry, though.
I was trying to do these calls over myself. I thought your mic got unplugged again, and I was like, I don't know how to do this, but I'll try my best. And apparently nobody was able to hear me, so...
Maybe they did hear you, but I definitely couldn't. I don't know what was happening. Probably just Discord being a small indie company such as Riot Games. But now, teleporting top lane is every member of the X here. A nice ultimate by Akira will block most of that burst from LeBlanc here, but it's a 5 versus 2. There's no chance that they win that. VKC next to fall. It's 420, nice. But a massive lead for the side of VX here as they look to close out the series and end the hopes of DSG. ISO looking for the kill onto Raven's Man, going to drop next. And they're just not done. They're hunting DSG down.
Yeah, and we're now at faster than 1 kill a minute. Now 21 kills at 19 minutes. This is a one-sided bloodbath, a massacre, if you will.
Yeah, it really is. Even the games that looked like this okay, and the support just 1v1s the mid laner, getting a little bit aggressive there. Thinking that he had the damage to one-shot Dog, but the Dog able to turn that around, gets himself a nice little shutdown.
Yeah, and that is the second death for the side of VX's mid laner all series.
Yeah, pretty incredible. This guy has been getting so much while giving very little to the side of DSG.
Yeah. Oh, and there's the Mejais again, by the way. Going ahead and picking that up for the third game in a row. No point not to with how far ahead.
I believe you had that before, right? Both teams trying to farm up as much as they can, increase the amount of gold they can as much as they can, as Ocean Drake is spawning in 2 minutes. DSG pretty much have to contest this. If the enemy team does get soul point, it's going to be all but over. If they do get the Ocean Soul, there's little any team can do. Ocean Soul is just way too broken, but it's VX with vision of every single camp in the side of DSG's jungle. Awesome Sheep, he's just trying to farm the camps, man, under tower. Gonna use the flash and the barrier and the ultimate, but not enough. Extreme Berserker, way too tanky. At least Raven's Man is here to clean up this kill onto their jungler, but not gonna be in time for the Ocean Dragon. Will be able to respawn and get to this in time. A nice root by Dog will lock up Aqua Anthony, and Kale able to get a double kill there. That's a lot of gold onto Kale. If Kale can get more gold, more XP, and more items, they might have a chance in turning this around, but it's looking grim.
Yeah, and Kale is sitting at level 13. 3 more levels, and it comes into the...
Oh, VKC going to be using the ultimate there to keep himself alive. Scarlet forced to flash, able to get a lot out of that. A flash snare will miss by Dog, as Isol is going to come and clean up that kill onto Raven's Man. There is the ultimate, not going to connect onto anyone, and will be next to fall. A double kill for Isol. And looking for the third onto VKC. Gonna smite there for the HP. Doesn't know which one it is. Going back in now with the root. But the Stand United going to keep them safe. And a nice smite by Happy Game will finish that one off. Aqua Anthony alive and looking for blood. As Iceal is going to basically just one-shot Awesome Sheep. Aqua Anthony finishing off that kill. That'll be the soul point Ocean Soul for them. The gold lead has just increased so exponentially. It's sad to see.
Yeah, and this is the side Darkstar Gaming. They're trying their best. They're making plays, but every time they do, there's 2 or 3 plays that the side of VX just manages to pick up.
Aqua Anthony camping in this bush. That's a tank with 3 auto attacks, almost completely deleting Raven's Man on this Jhin here. And it's DSG forced out of their own jungle here, trying to get any vision that they can. As it's going to be VX taking this Ocean Dragon for themselves.
Yeah, for a second I had to do a double take on the keystone for Shin there. I thought he was using Hail of Blades, how fast those auto attacks came out.
Yeah, the empowered Q does give him the extra attack speed on those empowered autos, as well as some extra magic damage. Just all in one ability.
Oh no.
But gonna miss the taunt, but there is the Randy Wins, gonna use the Shroud there to block the auto attacks. Extreme Berserker not gonna find anyone with the stuns. There is the curtain call. The shots are going to connect, but Extreme Berserker so far still alive, somehow living through these engagements, and now looking to turn his VX, but VKC has showed up to the party. Aqua Anthony able to get Awesome Sheep, but the dog able to trade that kill 1-for-1, but now ICL has showed up to the party, instantly one-shotting the support, and now they have themselves the numbers advantage here, looking to push down mid, see what they can do. Maybe, oh, but a flash forward by VKC is going to find the kill onto ICL with the ultimate, but the shutdown going onto Kale, that's absolutely massive. Gonna use the ultimate, a double kill now for the Kale. Maybe, just maybe, Darkstar still has some chances. Maybe they still have a hope. Enchanted Crystal Arrow is going to connect onto Akira, but nothing will come of it.
Yeah, and it looks like the play is going to be Baron here.
Yeah, I actually think this is a great call here. They killed so many members of the side, but it's not really even a 50-50 though when you're against a Zac. VKC looking for something onto Happy Game, but he should be doing Baron with his team. They're giving them more time to respawn. Akira is just about gonna die to it. Now they're gonna be forced off of the Baron, and VX is just gonna take that for free since they got forced off of it.
Yeah, and they don't have a tank. They don't have a tank to tank up this Baron damage. The only one that they have is the Kane there, and he went over the wall to try and kill this Ashe, which you're not going to get onto because of the slows from her. And look, didn't she just use the Enchanted Crystal Arrow like 30 seconds ago? It's back up already.
Yeah, she has 40% CDR with a very interesting Ashe build, I might say. It seems to be putting in a lot of utility and a lot of work, though, with the amount of vision she's getting, the amount of CC and utility she's laying down. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow is on a 45-second cooldown. This is something I've not seen before. Awesome Sheep is overstepping by a country mile and is going to be instantly one-shot by the Enchanted Crystal Arrow into Mimicked Distortion.
And that was the that's why you don't dash backwards against a if there's an Ashe in the enemy team. You need to try and sidestep it as best as you can, but obviously not seeing it coming with the LeBlanc walking towards you.
Yeah, it's going to be tough here as VX. They're going to look to start up this Baron here. With this Baron, they're going to probably just close out the game. I'm not sure what else they can, DSG really can do. Kale now has the Ginsus and the Rage Blade, opting not for the Nashers. Maybe she gets to 16, but it's just immediately going to be a turn of the fight. Raven's Man is instantly blown up. The dog is next to follow. They're still chasing Akira. Going to flash away there. Going to use that Hextech Gunblade to keep themselves at bay. And now with a two kills onto the enemy team, they're just going to restart the Baron. There's no chance of contesting.
Yeah, and this should be a free Baron. You see the Kane already heading to the bot side of the map. Kale's heading towards top while the Lucian is trying to cover the mid. They're trying to get these waves shoving as quickly as possible, trying to delay the push from the side of VX here. Yes. Hoping that they can buy themselves some time before these waves come crashing in, but I don't think that's going to make a difference with how far ahead they are. They're sitting on close to a 10,000 gold lead, about 8,000 gold there.
Yeah, Enchanted Crystal Arrow does go a little wide. They are looking for Akira here, who is level 15 here, almost hitting her power spike. I don't think she has the gold. I don't think her team has the gold either to be able to turn this game around. Ocean Soul in 1 minute. I don't think they have a chance of contesting it.
Yeah, and let's look at the stacks on the Senna here. Let's see how many stacks she's got. Sitting on 70 stacks, so 10 away from that power spike for the Senna as well, which is going to make this game just that much harder for the side of...
Yep, and constantly going in and out is ICL, looking for the kill onto Akira, keeping up the pressure with the Baron, jumping in once again. The chain goes a little bit wide, so Akira is okay for the time being. Going to try and heal up on these minions, but Soul spawning in 25 seconds here. Your top laner's half HP. She needs to hit level 16 for this fight if they have any chance whatsoever. They're looking for the pick onto Aqua Anthony. They actually might be able to get it, but there's too much time for the rest of the team to rotate. And there's the Enchanted Crystal Arrow onto 2. An Extreme Berserker with the insane amount of follow-up. The permanent CC. The lockdown is too insane, as that's going to be 4 members dead. It's just VKC all by himself. He is going to be next to fall. It doesn't even matter if they try to get the Ocean Soul. Aqua Anthony with a triple kill, as now they're going to push out the game and end this series 3-0.
It's so unfortunate to see, especially with the comp coming out for DSG. They had this is the best comp they could have come up with. It still wasn't enough against this VKC or this VX lineup.
I've been doing that all game, don't worry.
Yeah.
It is quite unfortunate. I was hoping for a competitive Game 5, but VX, they look pretty unstoppable here. They are going to face EGM in the final, as even fresh out of respawn, they aren't safe. Instantly blowing up Dog, looking for the kill onto their jungler, but the Stand United will keep them alive for the time being. Akira is going to get a nice shutdown onto it, but it's too little, too late. Actually, I think they're going to prevent the game from ending right here. Oh, never mind, as VKC instantly blown up. The Enchanted Crystal Arrow somehow back up again. Iceal on a rampage, now 14 kills as they finish killing that Nexus. A nice flash by Ravensman will ruin the KDA of Aqua Anthony here, but it doesn't matter because they're the ones going to our LRS Grand Finals. VX win 3-0.
Oh man. Can't wait to see the damage graphs for this game.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's what I expected.
Yeah, that's pretty gross. What? Both the support Ashe, the full tank Zac, and Shen doing more damage than the Senna, which is all very mind-boggling to me, but I won't get into a lengthy rank about game balance.
Yeah, and not only that, the Shen, the Ashe, and the Zac also doing more damage than pretty much everybody else on the side of Darkstar Gaming. Save the Zyra, who did the most damage for the side of Darkstar Gaming.
Yeah, it just goes to show you how ahead VX was that game. Pretty much every series, or every game this series, once they get ahead, it's super hard to come back from these guys. They use their leads very, very well, able to close out games efficiently, while not taking too many risks. Always with an incredible Dragon lead, always forcing Darkstar Gaming to try and fight them for Dragon Soul or Soul Point Dragon. Always had the vision control of the enemy jungle, making it so hard for Darkstar Gaming to even push out their own lanes beyond the neutral zones.
Yeah, and this is the team that EGM beat.
Yep.
This just goes to show you the skill disparity between I would say Darkstar is now the third place team officially.
Yeah.
It just goes to show the skill disparity between the top two teams and this third place team. Because if EGM beats VX the way that they did last week, and VX comes down and beats DSG the way they did this week,
yeah,
would have, if DSG managed to win this, I don't see a world where they would have been able to topple EGM.
It's going to be difficult. Definitely the undeniable top two teams in this league. It's going to be one hell of a series to watch. I can't wait for that. That's going to be next week, next Thursday, 1 week from today on Thursday. But for now, we will take a quick little break as I let you guys vote on your player of the game. We will be right back to announce that. Don't go anywhere.
I fucked up, woke up in your bed again. Showed up like it's love, but it's never been enough. Playing smiles like you're grown up. Let go, picked it up, but I shouldn't have. Blue eyes had me blind when I met you downtown. Then you had me on the bathroom ground. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or the heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we gotta want it maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and the heartache. I was good, never answer you. You're what I need when I'm weak, but I'm trying to be strong. But baby, it's just been so long. You got me whiskey, you said you miss me. Oh, so much whiskey, I'll let you kiss me. But you promised everything would be alright. Cause it's worth the trouble for just one more night now. My head's turning and I feel so low. My stomach's turning when we get too close. Don't know what to play. A hangover or a heartache. No, I'm leaving, baby, say goodbye. But we gotta want it maybe one more time. Top of the mistakes. A hangover and a heartache.
And welcome back to the analyst desk. Ladies and gentlemen, your player of the game, I don't know why it still shows Hecarim, because your player of the game was no other than Happy Game. Happy is exactly what he was all game. On the support Ashe, that was a very creative Ashe build. One I had not seen before ever in my life. Rushing the CDR, the cooldown on Enchanted Crystal Arrow was pretty gross. Being able to throw that out for a pick basically whenever they even got the opportunity to see one. I really liked the Frozen Gauntlet. The additional slow on top of already being Ashe was very creative. Just made it really hard for anyone out of position to actually escape if Happy Game was there to pick them off. Putting out lots of damage still, incredible amounts of utility. The lethality actually adds a little bit of burst, as well as the Umbral Glaive passive denying vision. I definitely think a very well-deserved player of the game for Happy Game. Something I'm going to have to keep my eye out for, too. The support Ashe tech was clearly forbidden. It was very, very good. Anyways, guys, congratulations to VX for their 3-0 win on the night. They are moving on to winners finals. I'm sure it still says 2-0. I'll change that real quick. 3-0 for VX here. They're the winners of the losers finals. They are going to be playing against Enigma in our grand finals. So good luck to you guys. We will be back next week to view that. Anyways, I want to make a huge announcement and request for everyone to tune in to our Valorant finals. These games have been so incredibly hype in playoffs. It's only a best of 3, so it's nothing too long. You're not taking up too much of your time. But these teams are insanely good. We have easily the closest matched teams in the finals. It's been building to this the entire split. So I hope you guys go check that out. It is on Sunday at 3 p.m. So please stop by for that. Anyways, guys, that is it for us tonight. We are going to be hosting XLNC, I believe it is, there in the middle of our games, where our beloved caster Diatropa is currently casting. So we're going to send it over to them. I wish you guys a great night, and I hope you enjoy the XLNC game.